Hey, so this opening message is because I messed up. While recording the video, I didn't realize that my OBS was no longer set up to my microphone for some reason, and when I started this recording, I had to change the settings again. So I'm gonna be doing an odd little voiceover for the session. I'm gonna do my best to remember everything that was said. But it was such a funny session, and there was so much done that this recording has to go out. I apologize that I dropped the ball on this. I'm gonna do better in the future. I kind of did a last minute jump on, and I was like, everything's been recording fine so far. Anyway, so I will be sure to take more time before each session, checking my recording equipment and make sure everything is correct. But luckily, I was able to get the players' audio, and they were so funny. This session was so ridiculous. And I hope you enjoy session. Ooh, let me check my notes because I do that now. Um, Session 7, and this one's called Cowboys and Dealers. So I hope you enjoy. Who's excited for everything to get very weird? Alright, this is the voiceover, and hopefully I am able to vamp in the next 5 minutes of exposition. So let's go.
D&D.
Yay, Dungeons and Dragons.
We are live, so.
Oh,
Hello, everybody. Look at the big hand gestures. All right, here we go. And this is me politely asking my party, sans Rev, if anyone remembered what happened last time.
Well, I did to a point, and then, I'm old people. Not just old people like in this game. I am old people in real life.
Since when?
So
You
I had to go sleep.
Agree to disagree. You missed the last 15, 20 minutes.
You're going to be really upset at the last 15 minutes that took place. Wow, you're going to really be mad. You're going to be super mad that you weren't there.
No.
That too.
Yeah, she is going to be mad here in just a moment because I'm going to start talking about what happened last session, very specifically who shows up.
Yep.
Did I miss that?
Yep. It was real unfortunate. Mrs. Baker was sleeping.
Okay, so what happened? Because Mrs. Baker would have slapped the shit out of him, so...
He was too far away for that to happen.
Okay, so this is where I go into exposition about what happened the session before, and give me some grace because it's been over a month since we actually recorded that. So, what happened is they were leaving Delphi, and upon leaving Delphi...
oh god, I hate him.
They met Kyler the Angel, who was sent to fight the party, very specifically to offer the deal to kill Igreus, or, have them all give up their divinity right then and there. And they chose to stand by their party member, and they chose to fight. They then very viciously bullied my poor angel boy, and turned him into a fish, and then blew him up. Which is a little hurtful, personally speaking. Continuing to kind of put distance between themselves and the pursuing angel. They continued pretty late into the night, seeing a campfire through the woods. When they saw the campfire, they approached it very specifically. Igreus decided to approach it, and met a very unsuspecting bard. On their way there, I should clarify, they each tried to reach out to different sources. God, he has a great laugh. Anyway, they reached out to their different sources of divinity, and were not getting responses back. And in that insecurity, they go to make camp for the night. They see a fire through the woods. Igreus approaches, and decides it'd be funny, haha, to pull a big prank and make himself very large, scaring the snot out of Orpheus, who, for those of you who are in the know for Greek mythology, not a huge fan of Hades. And as Igreus, spoiler alert, is the son of Hades and looks incredibly like him, It scared the poor snot out of our
Igreus.
dude.
Igreus.
Um, in
I saw the
harassing
character for a second.
no. In harassing Orpheus, they eventually talk to him. They get some access to a performance center in Athens, as well as a place to stay. Dynah, our dwarven fighter, learns some maintenance on instruments.
Igreus.
This is
Oh,
where
Zagreus. Okay.
Oh, this is
Right.
deep into the conversation with Hades. I'm sorry. So this is a quick reference to Zagreus fighting Apollo. We'll get to that. So
Yeah.
they gaze into their dreams. Igreus finds out what Hades looks like, realizes that he looks an awful lot like Hades. He then goes and storms off, calling for Zagreus. Zagreus does not show up. He eventually from Orpheus learns to tap the ground twice to summon Hades. Upon summoning Hades, he is greeted by a Duergar man who essentially looks like a former punk now turned office worker, and they have a very, very, very sweet talk about why he wasn't able to keep Igreus in the underworld and had to give him up, and that Igreus's life was not supposed to turn out the way it did.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Probably on our behalf, right?
And they find out why they couldn't get a hold of everybody, because there is currently a trial going on over the fact that they tried to release Prometheus, and Hermes is acting on behalf of them as
I knew
a lawyer.
that.
Okay, this is me clarifying. Hestia and Hephaestus is also on their side. They're kind of offering embargoes and siding with the party. But yeah, there is an ongoing trial. Whether or not there should be a hit out on them, although there is already actively a hit on them. It's essentially like, we'll stop the murder attempts once we confirm that you're not going to release Prometheus, is kind of what's going on in Olympia. And they are currently being pursued by angels in service to Apollo. Zagreus goes and fights Apollo, gets his ass kicked. But it's a grand gesture to try to stand up for his little brother. But Hades essentially kind of talks about how that's a stupid move.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of back and forth about what all happened. It's revealed a little bit of information on what's going on, why they're not getting responses. Yeah, and just a beautiful, heartfelt moment between Igreus and Hades. And I think it's very cute. Also, I think Hades, in my description, is incredibly sexy.
Okay. So Mrs. Baker might not have slapped him across the face?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. She was a little too far away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
She still harbors some resentment with yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's confirmed that Persephone is on the prime material plane, currently under the watch of her mother. So that's kind of where she is.
Okay.
Alright. Okay, what am I talking about now? I have no idea. This is so far. I don't know how I can keep going to exposition. Maybe I'm talking about
That's right.
Oh, it's the next morning and they should be waking up. I think they should start, actively playing. What am I explaining? What am I explaining? Am I telling them where to find
Love that.
Persephone?
She's so horny.
So horny.
Yeah.
Who is horny? Gosh. I have forgotten everything. Sometimes you're just in the moment and everything resets. This is why some people run modules.
After talking to Dynah about those weapons that he woke her up for.
Oh, that's right. Oh yeah, that was Ankai giving
Dynah
Orpheus.
looks so cute tonight too.
Dynah does look great. Yeah, so that was Onkai giving Orpheus wet dreams about Hades. It's fantastic.
I rolled a dirty 20 for that nature check.
Religion.
Something about Persephone, something.
Oh, yeah.
Religion, so
now
it's
they're trying to find out where Persephone is.
religion. It's still +2, so dirty 20.
And this is where I reveal that they have a well-known place and a place listed on their list regarding the location of, more accurately, Demeter, where they know Persephone is with her mother, referring to going to the island of Naxos. Yep, look at me zoom in. Look at it go. Look at it go. It's right there. Where they have to make a dick cake, which I thought was fantastic.
Naxos. Do I know where that is?
But no, seriously, it's a tradition in ancient Greece. They would make a cake, referring to Demeter, like celebrating her, and it was shaped like a penis. And I think that's fantastic. Fantastics. Because I got Naxos on my mind. I also am going to continue to mispronounce words, and I'm so sorry about that. Ooh, bloop bloops. Well, look at me gesture. Look at me show. That's the island, guys.
Okay.
You know, one day, they're going to read all my notes that I've given them, and they're going to put all this shit together, and it's going to be all over.
Okay, so I'll have to tell them when we wake up. Okay. The girl from Ipanema goes walking. Okay. I am sleeping on and off. Well, I'll sleep for 4 hours and then I'll wake up drastically earlier than Orpheus. And just like remember the image of Hades in my mind, and as he starts to stir, I'm going to use. Let's see.
Why do you think I bully my party, Orpheus?
That's what I was planning on doing. I'm going to use enlarge on myself.
Because we do like a giant.
And then just make myself look like like Hades.
Gosh dang it, Igreus size isn't everything.
See here.
Am I announcing that this is when something comes crashing through the trees? Because that should be coming up right about now.
17.
Okay. Oh, I might have asked him for his like disguise roll. And waking up. Oh no, it was a check to make sure that he could wake up before Orpheus did.
I think before I would have rested, I would have prayed to Hestia. Just asking for assistance with all of the drama that's going on.
Before bed, I would have referred to the fact that
I'm blessing my weapon. The weapon.
Oh, okay. Yep. So I was waiting for that to be
Rains down in Africa.
The goosebump.
There it goes. Okay.
Sage is probably going to do a little more experimentation on her hair of the pan. So, or that, and brew a little bit more of her magic coffee. Mushroom coffee.
Mushroom.
It's so tasty.
So the spell that she's working on is essentially Lesser Restoration. As for the Hestia thing, Mrs. Baker prays. and feels like her prayer is being sent but isn't like being responded to, or like message sent but not seen is kind of the vibe. Like there's still that general connection there, but it feels
Right, and I have it in my necklace too.
Yeah, it feels
Yeah,
like
I have the little.
Oh yeah, because she has the Promethean hearth necklace, which is now her casting focus. But yeah, essentially she is reaching out to Hestia, but it's not quite being seen. It seems like the gods are very distracted at this time. Probably because, they are going to trial and fighting for the party and defending them. And I believe this is when I talk about something crashing through the trees, and Herman landing in the least graceful way possible, which is something they've never seen because they've always just seen Herman appear places.
Cool.
Oh, okay. I might just be referring to the magic that she's seeing. I had so much more flavorful text at that time. Come on, Queen. You can talk about Herman now. No? Okay. Flavor text regarding magic. Good job. I had so many thoughts and opinions. Oh no, I've done a terrible thing. See, at one point I was funny, and now I have to vamp and do this by myself, and it's just very hard.
Gotcha. I would also make sure that we had enough food for our travels as well.
Yes. So they did buy supplies. In addition, one of them has the Sophos has the Outlander background, which allows her to gather food for enough for the party. And then Mrs. Baker has the cook's feet, so she can actually make additional goodies for the party. So they're doing fine supplies.
I also always have good berries on hand.
And when in doubt,
Sweet.
you
Good
got
berries?
Good
Yeah,
Berry.
that's what they're called. Yeah.
Welcome to Good Berry, home of the Good Berry. Can I take your berry order? Okay, so is this where I announce where Hermes shows up? No? Okay, maybe? What are we talking about, guys? Okay, I'm talking with great intent regarding... this has got to be where Hermes comes in, because we did that ended up before Orpheus woke up. And he announces to the party, that, like, hey, hi, hello, what have you all
Sage will
Dynah,
definitely have to be coaxed out of bed.
Dynah can go on 3 hours of sleep with coffee, and the mushroom coffee looks appetizing.
Oh, maybe I was talking about watches.
Not necessarily 3 hours, but not.
You have to tell me how cute I am if you want some of my coffee.
You're
She
absolutely
says that
adorable.
she's like, Phil just like drips down, like a leaf randomly falls off her like head, like the eyelash hanging on after a party night. I have to be absolutely precious.
The descriptions?
You're absolutely precious. You're more precious than the precious gems that I worked with when I was a child.
Give me the coffee.
All right, you sweet talk me enough, dude. I can totally see Igreus just like walking by and just like right out of her hand. You're welcome.
Oh no, that was my impression of Dynah's. You're very pretty. Give me the coffee.
Dynah's partially based off of me when I am imitating my New York grandmother. Their accent actually comes from. So Dynah's originally me. So if I come out sounding like her. Inception.
Fantastic. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. The word picture I have of Sophos is so visceral, and I love her so much. I think this is where I'm finally talking about fucking like Hermes showing
I've
up.
climbed a tree, yes.
Nope. Okay, maybe I was talking about where they were all sleeping, but it's all fine. It's all working out.
Everything. I told him, so I need you when I say I am here for your ass. You have to kick the cart as hard as you can. I need a loud, thunderous sound.
Okay, so that was the discussion with Social Repost, one of the two horses that they have. They had a beautiful heart-to-heart, and Social Repost is all in for the prank to scare Orpheus in that morning. Alright, so everything's getting ready. Am I gonna... And then, come on, is that when you hear that Hermes is crashing? Great job, guys, having meta-knowledge on this.
Well, we have to kill someone.
Great knowledge on having... Okay, meta-knowledge before the party does, because I know how this all ends and how this all plays out. But yes, they attempt to scare the snot out of Hermes.
Wait, hold on.
Orpheus.
I'm gonna see if I can slow his fall without him getting hurt.
Yes, this is...
Damn it, I can't. He falls.
It's fine. He's a god. He'll do great. He is really hard to kill, and I'm describing that he is incredibly disheveled, which is very unlike the Hermes presentation that they are used to seeing. And so that is very odd.
Is he wearing clothes?
He is wearing clothes. Yep. His usual, like, professional jockish attire, which sounds weird together. His hair is all mussed up from falling through the trees. Yeah, he's got a little bit more formal attire on, as I think I'm describing it. Which, you know...
Igreus jumps down from the tree, and he lands next to Herman, and he says, "You just ruined my prank. What do you want?"
Okay, so this is where Herman comes in, and he probably goes and talks at great length about the trial, and that he's like, you guys...
Igreus throws his head back, and he shouts, "But the gods don't me!" Just screams at the ceiling. Or screams at the sky.
Yeah. He's warning them about their interaction with Prometheus, that he hasn't had any rest since that interaction, that he's been kind of heading off all this this turmoil that they've created. Generally talking about how the trial's going, and that it was...
I figured there would be.
Yeah.
While he's talking, I would walk up and put one of his favorite cookies in his hand and squeeze his hand, and we've heard you've been fighting for us. We appreciate it.
He would...
There's an existence and... Oh, go ahead.
He takes the cookie, squeezes her hand back, and he whispers about how Mrs. Baker is in fact his favorite.
Yeah.
You're my favorite person.
No, yeah, I'm just squeezing him back.
Igreus is still shouting at the sky.
Sage is like genuinely scratching her head because she's like, there's an existence without people trying to come at you? I didn't know that was possible.
People are coming at you, Herman?
I'm on the run, baby. That's why I can disguise myself into a very tiny little pile of leaves, and then I trip them, and then I run.
He would probably, at this point, I think he calls them chucklefucks, but how his life has known no rest and no peace since he's met them. But yes, it is not normal that someone is constantly trying to unalive you.
My existence has like Apollo up in arms against me, just like that little dirt.
The party, just like me, has beef with the sun. All right, so he talks about the trial some more.
I know. I gave him oregano. What you talking about? He totally bought it too. Top dollar. The best.
Top dollar.
Have you ever watched somebody try to be sparkly when there's no sparkle in the herb? It's hilarious. He was trying so hard to save face, and it's just like, hey, you smell like a pizza.
Okay, yeah. Selling subpar drugs to Apollo at a big party. is very funny, and I stand by it. I love Sage so much. Okay, so I'm gonna keep talking.
I'm just gonna say I think that should be partial canon as to how I achieved my godhood. Is that I fucked with Apollo just well enough, and I'm still alive somehow.
Oh yeah, Sophos the Sage would have gone their divinity through a blessing, mutual agreement between Pan and Dionysus, who were just so impressed by her attending all these different parties and just generally being a vibe that they're like, but wait, what if we made her like a tiny little demigod? What if we did that? Wouldn't that be so crazy, a little random? Just bonkers. The god of the vibe of the party.
I love that.
I'm the
That's my
love
new
child of
favorite
Pan
thing.
and Dionysus.
I personally love my
I
two
think I have.
dads.
And they like her too.
But yeah, okay, so where are we going with the rest of this? Probably talking a little bit more about how much of a party animal Sage is, and then redirecting on to the trial and telling them that they are currently acting on their behalf, trying to get the attempts to stop
Move it.
need to get moving before dawn, because once the sun's up, it is fair game, and the assaults will continue, and the trial will resume. The trial was called to a halt because, again, Zagreus showed
Good,
up.
it's gonna happen again when I see him.
Zagreus gave in to throw hands with Apollo.
Good.
I love the idea that somewhere there's just two dudes just fighting, throwing hands.
Good, he's gonna get it twice as much when I see him too.
I'm also just so stoked for when Igreus gets to meet Thanatos, and I think that's going to be a whole fun little side adventure. Anyway, I think he's advising them that they need to get moving.
Good. You learned that from me.
Did he though? He's your older brother, so you know. Gosh, I count a lot. What am I counting? I wish I still had my notes.
Before you go, Herman, and he reaches in the pouch and he pulls out the dick and he says, "What is the correct way to handle? Is it like here?
Don't put it in your mouth. I told you not to put it in your mouth.
I won't. But is it here? Right? Like what do I do?
Oh, I'm showing off my perfectly average normal mushroom. Nothing bad about it. But you know, a gentle stroke. But how Herman is personally a fan of maybe a
long stroke down. Do I cup the balls? What do I
ball
do?
cuppage is up to the stroker. It's always
Of course.
appreciated.
Well, tell Zagreus when I see him. Prepare his asshole.
Oh. That's scary.
Well, I think I'll come up with a better way to say that, but yeah, sure, I'll pass along a message. I am the god of passing on messages. So that is my whole thing.
No, I want it to be the exact verbiage. You'll know exactly what I mean.
Okay, if that's what you want. Gosh. They're a constant struggle for the poor god of messages.
Of course.
What, Herman, wait.
Mitchell.
And I go back to where I was preparing things and I bring a basket. And I look at Herman, or Mrs. Baker looks at Herman and says, now these aren't necessarily a bribe. Okay, they're a bribe. Here's a basket of all of the gods' favorite cookies.
He takes the basket and leans down close, and goes, A bribe is always welcome. These are the gods we're talking about. You have to bribe them. And you are the best. Great compliments to Mrs. Baker, because she is the one keeping this whole thing together.
Yes.
And you are my favorite.
Yeah, she kisses his cheek.
Hey, what about me?
You're fun, kid.
I do hand Igreus a cookie.
Thank you, Mrs. Baker.
Aww.
Carry on.
I think this is where Herman makes their departure and heads off. And the morning actively begins for the party, with them being advised to leave before sunup. Why am I so happy? Why am I so stoked about something? Something's going on. What have I forgotten? Oh no.
Mm.
Okay, yeah. Alright. Alright. So, Orpheus wakes up. Big stretch. Big stretch. Hey guys. How'd you sleep? I had weird dreams. You guys gonna head out? What's the deal?
Igreus turns around. Igreus turns around looking like Hades, but it's like if SpongeGar was turning to look, and he looked like Hades, and he's like, "Prepare your asshole!" And he shouts it loudly, and he suddenly grows very large.
He would scream. And he goes, "I know it's you! I know it's you! You can't get me like this! I know it's you!
You saw nothing!"
I saw you change!" But yeah, so they would have a morning.
Gross.
What are underwear? He says to the rest of the group as he transforms back.
Oh, talking about having
undergarments. Just.
I grew up in a tree, so I'm not too aware of what that is. I wear these pants, and that's it.
I believe the elves refer to them as chonies. It's probably because they chafe. That's my theory. I'm sticking to it.
Definitely going to knit everyone underwear.
He kind of like pulls at his waistband. He pulls at his waistband, not to pull his pants down, but to like, when you're like stretching and like checking, see if something's in your pants, and he's like, no, I don't believe I have those.
Mrs. Baker was all.
Was peering in. I can tell you what listen. I rolled for that too, so.
I did not have my party roll for penises.
We better get out of here before we get attacked.
Yep. And
by each other, of course. Yeah. Oh, yes. I try to rub some dirt on it every now and then.
Oh. Dirt's not good for it. You gotta keep it clean.
No, it's clean dirt. It's clean dirt.
You will give somebody you're going to give somebody an infection.
No, I bathe.
I think
I bathe pretty frequently.
That's what chickens do. I think he's doing like it follows. Like birds stays in dirt.
Now I'm agreeing with Sage.
Some girl's pH so bad.
I don't. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I don't think I know what you mean.
I know.
No,
I can't spell.
Wash your junk, party. Just do it.
I thought that was the curse from Apollo.
Cursed with STIs. That's so good. I forgot that this is where the underwear storyline came from. There's a whole underwear storyline. Oh my gosh. Also, wash your junk. Please wash your junk. I cannot stress this enough. Please wash your junk before you interact with any person. Dirt is not appropriate. You will get all sorts of infections.
You Nika. The time has come for you to do your job. What am I rolling?
Oh, this is where I'm asking for
animals. Let's see.
The animal handler.
Mrs. Baker sees him about to like mess with the horses and just walks by and pats his hand and gives him a little bardic inspiration.
15.
You're such a good boy. You're such a good boy. You're gonna do great.
19.
Fantastic. This is making sure that the horses get tacked up safely and everything, because technically nobody in the party has proficiency with vehicles. So they've been controlling this cart this whole time. So this is just a test to make sure, like, if they fucked up the cart in their chase. But this is a roll high enough. They feel confident that everything's good to go.
I can pick her up if you would like, Dynah. That's true.
Dynah's probably stronger.
Kai is unconscious.
Probably.
Because Rev isn't in
As
yet.
far as I know.
So they're loading her unconscious body.
My character sheet won't load, so I've been doing technical difficulties over here trying to figure. I'm all over the place, but I'm having fun.
We're all over.
Dynah, how are those weapons coming?
And on Kai's heavy. I stayed up late working on those. How well do I do here?
It is a whole thing that as a forged cleric, they could just do these things. So Dynah currently is running to a point where she feels like she needs specialized equipment, or like specialized not equipment, supplies to be able to complete it. So she's wanting to acquire like unobtainium to fully complete the process to make it like really good weapons at this point. She feels like she can get some along the way. They're also going to a smithing contest in Athens. So all that should be coming available to her soon-ish.
I like unobtainium. That's
Raritanium. Ultiminium.
Yeah, so unobtainium.
My strength is a plus.
Make it out of the hide of the gods.
You know, they're really working towards fighting gods here, and I'm so proud of them.
Yep. An eldritch horror. Right.
So I believe this is them getting into the cart. Kai is unconscious.
It's a +4 and then a +7 for the saving throw is what it is.
So talking about saving throws, I don't know what's happening here. Oh, okay. Yeah, so they have dinner. And using her like a teeter-totter for a pivot point.
I have a video somewhere of Dynah with pressure like a drip, drip, drip that'll never stop, and I'm moving stuff around the tavern with like one hand over my.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure someone's gonna yell pivot as we're trying to move.
That's where pivot comes in. Yes. So you shove her into the cart. Good job, team. It'll be fine. Just push her shoulders in the way.
No, you're not pivoting.
I'm absolutely a backseat driver.
I love very much the visual gag of a dwarf lifting
Mrs. Baker, do you mind sitting up here with me for a little while?
Of course not.
I'm in the front. I'm driving, so
she'll climb up.
You know, how did you sleep?
Like the dead.
Yeah, you did. You were kind of at one point. You were like hanging over this very large rock, and I thought, "Ow, that looks like it hurts," but you were fine. And he kind of like pauses and he says, "I spoke to my father last night."
You did?
Yes, he was here. Where I flew away, and then he was there when I tapped the ground. I wanted to be angry with him.
Oh.
I wanted to be mad, but it honestly sounded like a big misunderstanding. No, I'm still concerned with the gods and their need to butt into our family affairs.
They tend to do that.
A lot. But my father is Hades and my uncle are Zeus and Poseidon. So,
Well, you're a very powerful young man. I've always told you that. And I've always told you were special. And I didn't know why you were special. I still want to bonk both your parents' heads together repeatedly.
I figured you'd say something like that.
Yeah, it makes me real angry. But I know what type of man you are, and I know your value. And who's to say you would be different if you would have grown up knowing who your parents are? And I, for one, think that you could be no better of a man than you are right now.
I did learn a lot in the woods. It just would have been nice to, know what underwear is, or to, eat with a fork spoon combination.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, you're learning all of those things, and I'm knitting you underwear right now. And I pull out like half done pair of underwear.
you're very quick, Mrs. Baker.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of experience, over 100 years.
Speaking of my parents, I believe there's a ceremony for the spring. It's taking place on Noxos. I believe my mother might be there. It'd be worth stopping if we get the opportunity.
I think we can definitely do that.
Is it all right to be angry at your parents?
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, just because they're your parents don't mean that they're infallible. Just because they're parents, it doesn't mean they don't make mistakes. I am a parent, a grandparent, a great grandparent, and I make mistakes all the time. I wasn't as wise, I guess. You guys tell me I'm wise as I am now when I was younger, and my children have been angry with me, and I was angry with my parents. And I think that's to think that just because they're your parents that you don't have the right to own your feelings is wrong. And you're allowed to feel anger, you're allowed to feel sad. You're also allowed to feel relieved that you know who they are now. So, and all of those feelings are valid. And you're allowed to tell them that you're angry too. And if they have anything to say, I will tell them that I'm angry.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Baker. I appreciate that.
I might not have been there through your growing up in the woods, and I might not have been there to tell you what underwear were, but I'm here now.
Yes, you have been. And he kind of he takes out this little the book that he has that's attached to his hip by this holster, and he opens the book and he tears out one of the pages, and on the page is this quickly scribbled etching of Mrs. Baker, Dynah, Ankai, and he's kind of sitting in a tree, and all of them are sleeping. And he took the remaining 3 hours to draw a picture of everybody sleeping. And off in the corner is I keep wanting to say what's his name? It's not Apollo. Orpheus. But he's got a bunch of leaves stacked on top of him. But he did draw like he sat in the adjacent tree from the group and drew like the campfire, drew the night sky, the trees, the horses kind of laying in the grass, as well as like the rest of the group, and he just like hands it over to Mrs. Baker and he says, I drew this last night. You all have been other than Sagris, been the only family that I have known thus far.
That's what I was about to say. Look, it's our family. It's our little family.
It does say underneath the in Grecian letters, my family.
Mrs. Baker's gonna hold it close, and she's gonna I'm gonna put this in the safe, and she tucks it in her titty pocket.
Yeah, in the booby pocket.
Yeah.
That's just that's a different dimension at this point.
Mm-hmm. Now,
the boobs of holding.
Right.
Boobs of holding.
At this point,
I would definitely turn Olympus into a wasteland if I lost any of you.
I feel very similarly. In fact, I believe it's part of my plans. Don't tell.
No.
Shh. And he like puts his finger on her lip. Shh.
She smacks it. Stop it.
All right. I do believe I interrupt their beautiful moment describing the sunrise. And I have everyone make some perception checks, I believe, here in just a moment. But in the distance behind them where they were encamped, there is a loud concussive as a giant boulder crashes into the earth. Like
make the horses go a little faster, dear.
Top of the mountain.
Yeah! And he starts to like force them to go faster.
Yeah.
Ride like the wind.
Do I recognize the explosion to see, or if it's a whoomp of something landing, right? Not of something exploding.
Yeah, for sure, something landing again, like a boulder the size of like the top of a mountain got tossed down. I believe I let the two at the back.
Got it. Give me a second. Yeah.
Make perception
do it from
checks.
phone. Perception. Whoa. Okay, view my character. Nice. What? What's my it's passive is 11. Where is it?
That would mean your perception is like +1.
Sorry, I'm looking for it on the phone. Okay, so then I'll do a d20 and then we'll just add the 1. Roll. Oh, I don't know the shit. That's an 8 total. But in that one, if that matters, Ankai rolled over onto me. She pivoted.
Oh no.
She pivoted. I forgot. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, Dynah's the worst at perception checks. I think here in just a second I'm asking for Sophos to check. But I do believe I also granted the two of them, Mrs. Baker and Igreus, some what's it called? Inspiration, because that roleplay was so fantastic. But essentially I'm describing a big boulder thrown, and that's about all Dynah was able to see before Ankai rolled on top of her and kind of like covered her up. Yep, there's the flop.
What was that? Basically.
Yes. Okay, so this is where I'm asking Sophos the Sage.
Yes, what was that?
Roll a perception.
What's going on back there, kids?
Yes, sure.
I don't suggest you wrestle at these speeds.
Ow. Okay, I just rolled an 8.
Wrestling.
See, I rolled an 8, and I'm sorry, I'm opening D&D Beyond. I'm trying to put the little one to bed, so I'm like on the same bone for everything.
No problem. I also think I am informing Sophos that they have luck points
And
should they choose to use them.
I can use a lucky point if I need more.
Yeah. I'm explaining that it's probably not quite there.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do anything to mess with who I think I'm about to mess with. Not 20! The intent goes through.
We love a lucky point, and we also love beef with the sun, very specifically. So it's at this moment, Sophos is able to see, okay, so the crashing rock, and then right in the path of the sun.
Boom.
Come on, puppy. Come on.
3 figures, one very distinctive angel figure that they would recognize as Kyler. That seems to be, like, she's not for sure, because it's very far away, backlit by the sun, but, like, there's a vibe of he definitely has an eye patch now. And that there are 2 lackeys with him at this time. And so, yeah, so angels in the sunlight, in hot pursuit. Look, man, you bully someone once, they come back with friends. I'm just saying, you're not going to defeat Kyler the same way twice. I love introducing a nice reoccurring semi-villain, lackey, lieutenant to a story. So now they are being pursued by Skylar and Kyler. I think I narrated her lucky point.
What a bitch.
To say that the earth around her, like she's sitting in her little sleeping like potted houseplant thing, and the vines kind of grow around her as she taps into her luck, which is granted to her by her divinity.
So did you tell us what happened?
I can see time and space, and unfortunately, I see a waste of space falling from it. And then I explain exactly what I saw. And I'm here, but I'm not here because now I'm in a mother a little bit. But yes. Boom.
You say who it is?
I assume
you say who it is?
Yeah, she said who it was.
Okay. She said who it was. Oh my God.
I say, nice try, jackass. Next time, give it your A game.
You gotta stop bullying the angel. Golly dang.
And I keep writing.
Oh my gosh, time skip. So I essentially said a whole lot of words for the angels are going to start pursuing you. And you're not 100% sure that they're going to overtake you, but you're not going to shake them moving at the speed that you are. Is there anything else that you guys want to do to try to gain some distance on these angels that are pursuing you? And here's where we pick off. Mox, I know. Here it goes. No, Mox.
Could do something, but it wouldn't.
What I wouldn't do
us.
for some rain.
Right.
I get my crossbow ready in hand.
Does anybody want to pray for some rain?
I'm
not.
That's out of my purview. We don't got no Percy Jackson here.
Instead of praying for some rain, I'm going to take a minute and look back at all of you. And, I'm so proud of us and everything that we're doing and how we never back down from a fight or from anything ahead of us. And I really think together with our stupidity and our bravery and our unwillingness to stop even when we should, I think we're going to do okay today. And that's my motivational speech.
10 out of 10 motivational speech. Everybody give it up for Mrs.
5.
Baker, the goat.
5 temp hit points. And advantage on wisdom saves. And if you're hit by an attack, your next attack has advantage.
motivational speech is such a broken ability, and I love that so much for the team. I am so glad that when I gave them permission to build out their characters, they really did lean into the prompt of like, hey, you guys are demigods blessed with power beyond the mortal realm.
Nice.
Which I think we should talk more about as D&D players. Like, if we're talking about some of the abilities people gain, just let them be absurdly powerful. I think it's so fun. But yeah, nice motivational speech for the party.
Mrs. Baker, can you take the reins for a second?
Oh, yes.
So he hands over the reins to Mrs. Baker, and he kind of like turns around and stands up, and it's a cart, so he knows it's a cart, but his head like peeks over the top of the cart, and he says, "Will of nature, hear my voice, child of Persephone. I call you to shade us from this bright light. Drench us in darkness." And he just kind of throws his hands up.
Hell yes.
I clap with the reins in between my hands.
Hell yes. Okay,
Good job.
Sure.
All right, so Igreus tapping into this power.
Oh, that's good. Let's see.
Storm clouds come over, and they smell
Persuasion.
the smell of smoke.
Oh no! Oh wait. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, then that's fine. Okay, so that's fine. Okay. So DM, I don't know if this counts because he's not technically talking to he's talking to like the forest, but it says I have disadvantage if the thing he's talking to is like directly and
perception checks,
right.
Not persuasion.
Oh yeah, persuasion. Yeah, that's right. I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's very different to perceive than persuade, but you know, P words are hard.
Do you need
Dirty 20. Dirty 20 with my inspiration die.
With the inspiration.
23.
Okay. So yes, the clouds overhead start to roll over with a brewing storm, and to the side of them in the forest they start to see a fire building in the underbrush. Almost
Right.
Almost the combination of the destruction and the growth that comes from
We all
nature.
die.
I didn't get to go into this too much at the beginning. Knowing that Igreus is the son of Hades and Persephone, tapping into his connection, very specifically to his mother, which is where a lot of his magic has come from so far. Definitely.
Forest fires.
Yeah, leads into more destructive abilities than necessarily growth. The narrative point that I'm aiming for here is before growth comes destruction. And that's kind of where he's leaning towards his build. Rather than like the nurturing side of things that like Mrs. Baker has and even Sophos the Sage, his magic comes from destruction.
Yeah.
And also, while I have your undivided attention here for a second, this whole series is based off of the different and conflicting relationships you can have with your family, and very specifically like parental figures or like caregiver figures in your life.
Right.
So yeah. And again, like even Dynah has like a lot of creation side of things.
Do I know if that came from me or just like that was just
Follows an asshole.
The vibe he gets is that it's not from him specifically, but it's the world listening to what he asked.
Right, which is what I thought. 15.
While this,
Oh,
I'll get some.
yeah. Oh, so I was asking for, I think, an insight check then. But yeah, so the world is listening to him, but it's not necessarily coming from him.
So, okay.
But yeah. Because even Kai
Right.
hasn't had the chance to join us yet. I'll do another skip.
I'm tracking them after I got Ankai off of me. I'm tracking them with a crossbow if they're, or at least waiting for them to come out over the horizon if they're chasing after us. And as the fire smell goes out, I remember a song by Ed Steeran, a Minotaur composer. I smell fire inside the forest. I smell fire in the undergrowth. And then just keep on going.
I don't know that one.
I love them so much. I am so in love with Dynah. And DMsTavern is just so fucking good. Like, they're so smart. They're so incredibly clever. But yeah, so they're still out of range, but they're being tracked with crossbow, and I believe I ask what Sage is gonna do next. But yeah, the destruction, the rain hasn't fully hit them yet. So there's that going on. But yeah, just so clever, so smart. All of the music puns in this, I can't believe how freaking smart my players are. Who gives a shit what I'm describing?
How far away are they?
Like 300 feet, I think is what I said. They were, or like 600. They were hella far. They were. I specifically put them out of range of like almost everything. And then again, you have the, like, they would have had disadvantage at shooting at them because the sun.
I'm like a pincher.
But yeah, so keeping track of them against the sunlight sucks. The sun is your enemy. It's so fun. Anyway, but yeah, the whole theme of the story is around like parental relationships, because like even Kai is doing their own like redemption, which we go into.
Follow my nose.
Keep
pointing at it like a dog at the front of the wagon, like, I see them.
I have 50 feet of rope. I fashioned the end of one of the ropes into a lasso real quick, and I put it like on the side while I'm and then I bring my crossbow back out. I check with Sophos to see if she has anything in her arsenal that's fire resistant or like water hydrating. And
I mean, I have control water.
Huh?
I have control water at the 4th level.
Ooh.
Its range is up to 300 feet.
That could be useful.
I would so happily baptize any of the Sunny Boys. You want some bullets?
Miss Baker, get ready to break out the marshmallows.
Okay.
And then what's next?
I mean, I got eyes on them. I can throw a big water ball or something.
I'm gonna take out my bird calling staff, and I'm gonna start spinning it around very fast, trying to mimic the sound of crows. So just a murder of crows appears.
Bring the axe beaks back. Maybe they'll help us.
Mox asked for that staff of bird calls, and knowing full diddly dang well how many bird stories there are in Grecian mythology, and I didn't think anything of it.
I am going to take out a piece of licorice root and chew it up and spit it at Social Repost and cast haste on him.
Oh, Jesus. Yes, good. Leave Muneka.
And she says,
Oh, I forgot we
Muñeco
have 2 horses.
Muñeco's
Never
a
mind,
resource.
that's
He
a
can
bad
handle
idea.
his own shit.
don't
Rico
forget
thinks it
Muñeco!
Yeah, I forgot we had 2 horses.
Muñeco's a
Never
resource.
mind.
Challenge.
This is where we rule of cool things.
Yeah.
Because that is a beautiful and creative solution. And there are people in the party that have the ability to twin spells.
Oh, yeah.
And so I made a ruling that if Mox were to use Igreus's
Okay.
points, sorcery
I was
points,
gonna.
I would allow
Yeah.
the spell to be twinned.
Yeah, I was gonna say, am I able to like twin spell somebody else's spell? But I don't think I can.
Rules is written, no.
I believe in the me that believes in you, Miss Baker.
But these 2 characters have spent active time bonding together. Canonically, through storytelling, they've gained these
Right.
like connections. So in this moment, that's rad as shit, and I'm gonna rule in favor of
Okay.
it because I think that's neat.
All right, I'm going to try it. I mean, I don't see... We need to try to outrun them, right? And that would, like, double their speed. Okay.
Does that mean that you want me to do an Arcana check or for Mrs. Baker?
No, I asked for
Okay.
Mrs. Baker to do an Arcana check to see if she could like harness Igreus's magic into her own. So it's kind of like, can I take what you have? And
I'm going to use my inspiration that you just gave us.
Yep.
I'm gonna use mine too. So
And it's a
twin
14.
spell. What level did you do it at, Mrs. Baker?
I think
Got it.
Yeah.
second
So
level
2.
spell.
2. Oh, that's bardic inspiration. Sorcery points.
No,
There
it's
we go.
3rd.
Oh, 3rd.
Oh, it's 3rd. Okay,
It's
there we
3rd level.
go. Okay. So yeah, there we go.
Oh, I forgot to long rest.
But yeah, I love it when characters work together. They again have been bonding and sharing all these moments together. So it's a nail biter.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. Oh no. Say what you rolled. Oh, it was on our D&D Beyond. If I had that pulled up while I was talking, I could narrate for you. And yet here I am. Also, Henry has joined me, and he is very jealous that his brother is sleeping on the spot next
yes.
to me.
Oh yeah. He turns around and goes, ah, and gives inspiration
Hashtag inspiration.
to Mrs. Baker.
Cool. What are you, a D6?
Yeah.
Like a D6.
Oh.
I think she got like an 18 or something, like real close on the die. And then with the D6. Hello, baby.
I don't know what a luck point is.
Can I share that?
Yeah.
Oh, do I lick you and then does that give you a luck point? Because that's like the most
You definitely
direct
have to lick.
transfer I am aware of.
Yep, it's on the clavicle, around the neckline is where you gotta lick.
Okay.
Oh.
She like runs up, jump, lick. Okay, they're both lucky pork and love. I believe in you guys.
You smell like wet dirt now.
All right. So now I can re-roll.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
Don't look at me. I'm
re-roll
not
is 14,
gonna
I
lick
think.
you.
But oh god, I
Do
would
we
have
all
to
need to
get...
lick you?
Okay. Okay. That was an 18.
Oop.
My re-roll. So now I'm gonna roll a D6. And I need 2.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes! 5.
Hot diggity dog. sometimes you just got to
Okay.
use all your resources to make that roll work, baby. Yeah, no. So, so harnessing the magic, they
Yes.
haste both the
That's
horses.
me.
Muñeca. Muñeca? Doll in Spanish, but like they're a boy horse, so it's muñeca, but like I keep calling them muñeco because it's a boy. And
Yep,
Right.
that's my guy.
and social repost, who is the best horse. Um, the horses are great. So they speed up and they start to actually gain some distance.
Yeah.
Part of the magic coming from Sophos at this point should have made like the trees start to knit together over them in kind of like an angry foresty way. I believe that happened like closer to the beginning though, and I don't remember what. I think her initial luck point triggered that. But yeah, so they're fleeing from the angels. But the unfortunate thing about the rain as it falls down is it just doesn't stop. And wow, what am I talking about at this point? Yeah, what are you doing?
Right.
Okay. Done.
As that.
Yeah, shut up. Your players want to
Oh,
talk.
jeez. As that's happening, and they suddenly start to speed up, Igreus is going to throw out his hands at the same time, and he says, "Grow, grow, my boys." And he's going to, with a first action, he's going to cast enlarge reduce. So he's enlarging Uneca, and then he action surges and casts enlarge reduce on social repost. I did look it up, and action surge does allow you to do a second spell. So he's doing it on both of them. It says grow.
It does.
Grow.
Is it's a concentration spell. So I allow them
Let's
to
see. Yes. So I have to concentrate. But let's see here.
Yeah, you can't
Oh no, I
concentrate on
can't.
2 spells.
Yeah, I'm gonna concentrate on one.
So I allow.
I mean, have one. Yes, I could definitely. Yeah, I could. Yeah, so I'll twin spell it.
Yep, twin spell. Gosh, I love twin spell. Twin spell's such a fun sorcerer ability. So again, the horses that go into like the 5th gear of horse running also all of a sudden expand and grow and shift, and like the strains of the harnesses are barely holding together. Fantastic. I love Dungeons and Dragons so much. And eventually, Muñeca will be the villain of their story. Just an angry horse that was taken away from its nice and easy life, forced into adventuring with these people.
Nice.
Shown nothing but disdain compared to
Fantastic.
its slightly
I jump down into the middle of the bridle, and I'm holding on to the hooks that are holding the horses, and I'm like, I've got you. I've got you.
That's right. Drink that soda. Anyway, so yeah, so you're holding on. The horses are running. The storm comes in, takes over, and the rain is pouring. Like, how silly is this game? You know? How ridiculous.
Definitely doing some precautions and like rubbing dirt on her skin as her little like sunscreen. She just wants to be as covered as like numbingly possible, if you know what I mean.
So what do I have to yes? Okay. What's happening? Yeah. Girl, what are we talking about? So we talked about, I think it was going over the rounds and who's all acted. So the angels are still at a range. Unfortunately, not much for Dynah to really do in this situation. I am building out some more
12.
12? Oh, animal handling. I am building out some more fights for poor Dynah to get involved in. But it's fun to stress out the fighter by putting things just outside their range. It makes them go crazy.
She's old and insightful.
Mrs. Baker is older and insightful.
Yeah.
Hot
of
old
course.
lady.
Meanwhile, like Sage rolls a 6, and that's because I rolled a 2.
Oh, I give Bardic Inspiration
That's my
to
second now one in a
Sophos.
row. Total of 5.
Bardic Inspiration to Sophos. Okay. But yeah, so I think they're losing sight of the angels as like everything's rolling in. They're not quite able to keep track, but they do feel like they're gaining some distance from them. Gosh, I had so much to say at the time. So they're rolling. Keep the aggressive rolling, hide. On kind of checking in, saying that they're on their way. Yeah, because they're not going to arrive until we get into the town. But yeah, we're just trucking along, making some good time in the rain. Honestly, I think I narrate a lot more of this than I really should. What this is all teaching me as a dungeon master is I need to learn to shut up. But hey, my cats seem to enjoy my voice. They have gathered and stared at me and are beginning to nest around me. I'm starting to wonder if I'm losing my mind doing this. Narrative stuff. Things are happening.
Yeah, that really tracks for what she knows of Igreus. Well, I think that your prayers worked there, buddy.
Prayers? I didn't pray to anybody. I was calling upon my power.
They're talking about perception.
He says as he climbs back onto the seat and kind of plops down. Something wrong, Mrs. Baker? What's the matter?
No. Nothing's wrong at all. Everything I think is just how it's supposed to be.
He kind of like looks over the sides to look at the woods, and he's like, "I think they'll be all right."
Yeah, the range to put out the fire.
Forest fires breathe life. We're still going hellbent for leather, correct? We are running as fast as possible.
Oh yeah, they're booking it. They are hauling gas, as my parents would say back in the early 2000s. You know, the usual stuff. So they're running through, following the trail, making their way towards the next possible stopping point.
Oh.
And the rain just doesn't let up. So I think that's where we're at, where we're talking about because the wagon itself does have.
Igreus kind of sticks his arm out. He sticks his arm out over Mrs. Baker.
Yeah, there it is.
She digs around in her titties and pulls out a little umbrella.
I'll hold it for you if you'd like.
Yep, hand it over.
And so as that happens, Igreus is like, "How you doing up there, buddy?" And he's shouting at Social Repulse to his, not only like booking it, but his giant now.
This is when I realized that technically haste would have a effect that after a minute would have caused them to stall. Which I think I talk about a little bit. It's also the discussion of Social Repost was not like the most athletic kid. Like he's a fit horse. He's a very good horse, but he's like,
You nigga. Is this what you want? Is this what you like?
Definitely know how to pick them, don't I?
I'm doing speak with animals for sure, so I'm definitely talking to them.
Muñeca is a racehorse, was always meant to be a racehorse, so running full tilt, totally in their wheelhouse. They are loving existence. They still don't like the party, I get the hiccups, except for Sophos. That's the only person.
Don't worry. I'll get you out running as much as you'd like me, Nika.
Yep. So, I think he tells him to go fuck himself. So yeah, the horses are hauling gas.
No, I'll make sure you're right next to me, Muneka. I'll make sure. We'll go down together.
I think the phrase was "go to hell."
And he holds the little tiny umbrella. He doesn't care about the rain. In fact, he likes sitting in the rain, mostly at night. But so he's just like sitting there completely drenched and just like very gorilla style, like bobbing up and down on his cart. Like, I ain't happy. I'm feeling glad again.
Sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on. Yeah. So I think I narrate the ride for a little bit longer.
Sophos is the best.
Sophos
I'm
is
so invested in these horses now.
I'm also invested in the horse sub story. I have changed parts of the plot regarding horses.
I get the feeling, Muneka's like, I spread my wings and I learned how to fly as he sprinted.
No. If you haven't heard it yet, I'm thinking Muñeco's gonna go bad horse, bad horse, bad horse.
He is the
The entire Spirit soundtrack going off.
He rides a clucky in the thoroughbred of sin.
Yeah. That said, the Spirit soundtrack, freaking that movie made me cry. It was one of the few things as a kid that oh gosh. Horse movies, man. Anyway, so away they go. And I think this is where I start talking about, like, the fun thing about rain is it's great in the beginning, and then it just doesn't stop.
Duckburg.
It's always
You got it, buddy.
Race cars, lasers, airplanes. It's a duck blur. Yeah, that's like my go-to music when I just gotta get a thing done. And I just gotta turn off my brain.
I'm surprised Social Repulse is not like, staying alive. Staying alive.
Oh gosh, what other songs do we give Social Repost to sing in their head? Because I also like imagine the heavy panting in between certain spots. You're going and you're just like, okay, here's the new song.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, killer. Da, 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 da.
Depression.
Maybe we can slow down just a little bit so that they're not going full tilt.
Cowards. Is this where I realized the haste would have caused issues? I swear I realized something that haste would have caused issues at some point. Mechanically, I know for a fact I definitely brought that up. When? I have the memory. I normally have such a good memory. I'm saying important things at this time. Who cares? Cause I'm just doing this so you can.
Great, love it. Igreus, as Mrs. Baker is driving, kind of like turns away from her, and he remembers the conversation from earlier, and he like opens his pants, not for her to like see, so he turns away, so all the rain like washes the mud away.
Wash your junk, kids.
She still sees. She has eyes in the back of her head. She's a mom.
Mom vision for sure.
Totally approval. Totally smiles with approval.
Sage does get ready to good berries to give the horses as soon as she's like physically able to get him into their mouths without possibly doing like a Indiana Jones move.
Yeah, but I want Sophos to do an Indiana Jones.
Her strength is not in the athletics, Miss Baker.
I know, but I just believe in her so much she can do anything.
I think I asked for like an animal handling check or something here regarding getting them the food, because they're still pretty well cared for. But yeah, I only do this so you guys can hear my players. Look how clever they are. They're so sweet and so loving, and they care about their horses. And I was so excited when they decided to get horses. I was like, oh, bad things are gonna happen to these horses.
I fixed her makeup amongst the rain, like, oh, she'll be mad if she wakes up. Sophos tries. That's the key word here. She's trying. Oh no, I got a bee here. We're just gonna squish this right, and I got another bee. We're gonna put it over the eye, and here's some coal, and we're gonna outline those eyebrows. It's gorgeous. Masterpiece.
I forgot.
It looks like a frat party joke, but like she's genuine, like good intentions. Only good intentions.
I forgot. Yeah, because the because the moisture has Ankai looking like a blacked out sad clown. Like her hair is frizzing out all over the place. Her makeup's running. Her clothes are just
Some of the berry juice. Yeah. I lick my fingers every time I'm done, like smushing a berry in her, like, tasty.
Perfect.
Yes.
So proud. This is poor Rev. Late because of his job, and I love him so much. But like, I also really love the Ankai unconscious body torment, consensually in not creepy ways. It's hilarious and it brings me so much joy as a dungeon master. Anyway, I love my players so much. They're so cute. I don't know. I'm probably saying something important. I don't care anymore.
Leaves are decomposing. The leaves are decomposing. I don't like this.
They're moist.
Like a soppy wet dog.
Alright, so back to talking. Anyway, moist characters, lots of rain, traveling through the woods, feeling more like themselves, more back in contact with their abilities. And so they are coming across a town, and I source it to the party. So I will let the party chime in.
Mrs. Baker is shivering. Mrs. Baker is shivering and wet.
All right, so Igreus stands up and he says,
"Arthritis is acting up."
That Midwest arthritis, yeah. He stands up and he says, "All right, you cut it out."
Fun fact: it did not work. You know, if he had clapped, the rain would have stopped. But he did not clap. He yelled at it, and that is not what controls this weather system. So the storm continues. Oh, my poor, drowned, wet
Gandalf, can you do anything about this deluge?
That's not how magic works. But yeah, so this is how I convinced them to go into my mining town, which I have been thinking about this town for so long. And it occurred to me
I
in that moment.
suggest this step.
I had no name for it, and I'm just like, oh man, I am killing it on the. I have done so much research. I would just want everyone to know I've done so much research on like certain historical events in Grecian history, and I forgot every name. It's also like I did a lot of prep, and then things have happened, and sometimes your brain just resets after a certain point. Because I think I was going to talk about them getting to Chalcis. But
Burgsburg.
Burgsburg.
So this is how we end up with a Burgsburg.
If I don't see a dragon, I'll be disappointed. Burgsburg? Right?
Burgersburg.
Burgsburg.
Anyway, so that's how we end up with Burgsburg, the mining town full of
Say it again.
Stuff. Burgsburg.
Say it again.
Burgsburg.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, sorry. I snorted and everything. It was great.
It's okay. I snort too when I laugh. So they make their way into town, and it's like a little run downtown. I think the Burgsburg. I gave it something like the Burgsburg B&B or something. The Burgers like I gave the inn a fun name. I had every chance to pull up my notes from.
I sure would like a bed. My bones are aching.
I can make you a bed.
Oh, okay. We could also just go to like an inn.
Yes. He kind of like looks
Remember,
around.
people like to sleep inside sometimes. We talked about that.
Yeah. Inside. He
And you
like,
would like to wear. I mean, I've made you 3 pair of underwear, and 2 of them are dry. So you could put a dry pair of underwear on.
okay, yeah, excellent. And he kind of like
Wait until you're inside, Igreus.
he hops down
Wait
off of
until you're inside.
and he like throws the reins over
didn't-
the post.
I didn't hear Sophos. What did you say, Sophos?
I told him to wait till he's inside.
Wait till I'm inside to put him on.
Well, like when you take off your pants, it's all I can see, my man.
Oh, of course. So
Considerations.
he climbs down and he says, "Do you have those underwear for me, Mrs. Baker?"
I hand over 2 dry and 1 damp pair of underwear.
He kind of wrings them and like hangs them over his shoulder. They're clean, so they're not like dirty. And then he like goes inside and he says, "We need a room." And then he takes off his pants and then he starts to put on the underwear. Sophos said, "Wait till you get inside."
No, I mean private. You take your pants off in private.
And so he pauses like mid halfway, still Donald Ducking it for a second. Oh, okay. And he like throws them over his shoulder, pulls his pants back up.
You have your impressiveness under wraps. It's not for everyone to partake in.
Oh, okay. I just thought everybody was naked sometimes.
He listened to me, so that's something.
So they see a human woman.
I will take a win.
They see a human woman standing behind the bar. The bar is mostly empty. So a nice southern woman asks, "Well, hey, welcome to the Burg Bed and Breakfast. What can I help you with today?" Yep, I'm still talking. It doesn't take that long. Oh, I'm maybe setting the stage for the tavern. But yeah, it's just a little bar. Asking about if they're looking for a room tonight. And
I apologize that you had to see that.
Oh, and the commentation on the being naked in public is, going on and questioning. So I think I'm setting up the options for their room. For all of them, I offer them the apartment attached to the bed and breakfast, as the owners have left town for a while and are not residing in that part of the area anymore, since they all want a room.
I mean, we can have a one single room. We like to sleep together every night.
Oh, as long as there's a pot of dirt, I'm chilling.
Oh, she asked if
any potted plants.
They're part of that polyamory.
You have a big bed? A big bed?
Is there something wrong with that?
One big bed?
I usually fall asleep curled up at the foot of the bed.
Yeah.
What is polyamory? Describe it for me.
Polyamory.
No, we're potty training. I think you're confused. That's why he dropped his pants when we walked in. Have grace.
Y'all are those alternative lifestyle people where you love much people and you all stay together in romantic ways.
No, we sleep together only. We sleep together only. Sometimes on top of each other, sometimes next to each other.
Ankai wakes up to seeing Igreus pantsless.
I pulled him back up. Don't worry, they're up now. You saw dangling for a second, and then that was it.
What a time to arrive.
I'm starting to feel like I missed something.
It's like a Baldur's Gate campsite in here. So
Minus the bear.
right.
Well, I mean, who's to say there's not a bear? Oh, there's Rev.
Am I not the sexy bear in this group?
I mean,
Oh, are you a bear?
well,
IRL.
isn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't fully swing in that direction anyway. But you know, I'm big, burly, and hairy. That should count for something.
I can probably morph you into a sexy bear if you want. I mean, you're willing to subject yourself to my opinion of what sexy is when I do that, though.
It's a bear with a bow tie.
Sexy bear, such a very
Right.
niche and specific styling.
Are you talking Yogi Bear or Pooh Bear?
Well, Igreus was Pooh Bear in it there just a moment ago. We've since kind of pulled it back together. I believe here is where I'll have to take back.
Who saw the bill? Well, we have a billboard here where Smokey is just like jacked now. Smokey the Bear, like what?
Hot takes. Smokey the Bear was always hot.
Not jacked is my question. I don't remember
Put
that
out
from my
your forest fires. Only you
Only he can
can put
prevent
out
forest
your
fires
forest fire.
with the axe.
fires.
In like an Arnold Schwarzenegger like voice.
Yes.
Put that
Put
cookie
out your
down.
fires.
No.
Put out your fires.
Put out your fire. No.
That cookie is wrapped up and placed high so that the bears don't eat it.
I will get that Yogi.
Yeah.
Mrs.
that
Baker's
damn
gonna
cub.
pull out some money and put it on the counter in front of the innkeeper,
Yes. How much do we owe you?
and just say, "Do you have adjoining rooms?"
Okay, this is where she offers them the apartment attached to the inn since it's currently vacant. And I believe it was like for 2 gold for the night, and then or like a gold for the night, and then it'd be an extra couple silver for meals. Which they politely
4
declined.
years.
Mm.
Wonder why.
I don't know why anyone would leave this lovely, beautiful home. All right, so yeah, something about like 2 silver a person or something. 2 silver.
Well, we can always push the 2 beds together. It's fine. How much is that?
2 gold, I believe. I want to say it was like 2 gold or something. It was not absurdly expensive, even though they were getting a full apartment to themselves. There is a kitchenette in there, with plenty of space. I believe there is a potted plant that you could deal with.
When else are we supposed to get breakfast?
Yep.
Shh.
She talks about the food.
Mrs. Baker, I can take care of this time.
Don't break the sweet hope. They're gonna turn sour on us.
So he slowly counts out 5 gold, and then you said 1 silver piece?
1 silver
For each.
Okay, so 5. Okay, that's fine. I have it. And he also said, as he pulls off his shirt, and you can see like the scarred, rippling like abdomen and chest, pectorals, as he pulls his wrap off, and he says, "You don't happen to have a drying rack, do you?"
Yeah, there'd be one in the apartment there that you could use.
That won't work.
Oh, they talked about the outside that they could hang things up outside to dry, and then they had like some hangers in the room that they could probably use near the fireplace, to dry the clothes.
Oh, that sounds.
Is there a
that sounds
fire?
perfect. That sounds perfect.
Yeah, there's a fireplace, and you can set yourself up a little fire, a kitchenette, a little bathing area, like a wash tub kind of thing, like one of the basins, kind of energy. But yeah, there's a place you can clean yourself up. It'll be nice.
Wonderful.
Mrs. Baker.
You don't wash your hands before you make stuff?
Oh yeah, they were talking about washing the hands.
We won't require the food. We won't require the food. We'll eat in our suite. Thank you.
Well, if you wash too often,
Oh, no.
Pa gets the sick. Yep. Are you sure? You sure you don't want our food? That we're just gonna.
I heard brother cousin. We need to leave.
Oh, the brother cousin comment. My brother cousin is the cook. That's right.
Yuck.
We won't require any food. We won't require any food. But if you do the rest, that would be wonderful.
Yep. Okay. You guys go help yourselves back there and get yourself settled in. Yeah, this is a redneck kickdown.
Yeah, not interested. Listen, I will give you 2 extra silver if you just go ahead and do that, like right now, and not mention any food or offer us any food again.
Fresh towels and fresh sheets. Yep, I'm on it. I can go ahead and get that taken care of for you, and I'll get you fresh wood taken up to the room.
Our horses. Is there someone to take care of our horses?
Oh yeah, Danny boy. Danny boy will come take care of the horses.
Danny boy.
Danny boy is not allowed alone with the horses. I need to vet this Danny boy first. The last Danny boy I know, the poor cow.
You know,
it was
so maybe you should go out and meet Danny
boy. And I need to meet Danny boy first. My poor muñeco. Hold on, Danny baby, I'm coming. And she waddles out to make sure her horse is okay. I don't trust this guy. He may be a horse fucker. Who knows?
Igreus kind of bends down to Mrs. Baker.
Their name is Danny Boy.
Igreus kind of bends down to Mrs. Baker and he says, "Mrs. Baker, what is a closet and a hanger and a domicile?"
Well, domicile is like a home, a place that you live. I'll show you the closet and the hangers.
And he kind of turns back to the lady and he winks really quick. Yeah, perfect.
Quickly?
Oh,
no.
Congratulations.
I know you're married to your dad, right?
No, my brother.
Wonderful. Yeah. Quickly with the room, please.
Yep. Here's the key. Follow them around the corner. I got so lost. I'm so sorry. You're getting those jokes 2 seconds behind when they actually happen. Yeah. So she sends them on their way.
Mrs. Baker turns around and grabs everybody and ushers them across the thing.
This seems like a very nice place.
It's like, can you believe that she looked at us weird about one big bed? She's having her own nieces and nephews.
Yeah, she said brother cousin. It seems efficient. They're together.
No, honey.
No.
I mean, we are in Greece, though, so.
Yeah, we try not to overthink all that stuff.
Yeah.
And
hey, listen, my parents are gods, so I have none of that.
Technically, your mother is your father's niece.
Yay, Greek mythology.
Yay.
Yeah, but they don't have godly impurities. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they keep that bloodline pure God.
I spontaneously combusted from a moss patch. Nobody made this.
I believe
in the product of lichen and moss.
Yep.
Igreus gets in the room and takes his pants off and starts putting his underwear on.
If there was a potted plant anywhere in the whole lobby or the dining hall, I definitely grab it and bring it with.
There is a plant.
I will help you.
I'll pay for that.
It'll take both of us.
You were outside with Danny boy. I'll help her.
Oh, that's right. No, I need to check on Muñeco.
Yeah, so she heads outside. This is where I believe I explained that the pot smells like piss for sure.
Oh, she's gonna really like that. No, she'll love it.
Yeah. So easy enough. They just get through. There is also a potted plant in the room, so now they just.
We bring both of them.
Yep.
I'll grab the other one.
I'm gonna look at Dynah and be like, "This one smells like piss. Don't you think she's gonna love it?" Oh, I did. I missed
nutrients. Never seen a drunk plant before.
Nutrient rich.
I don't know. It depends on how high salt their diet is. Anyway, so Sophos goes outside while that's happening, and sees a large looming figure approaching the horses with a hood pulled up, covering their face.
Oh God, she's gonna fuck that guy.
He's so
Danny boy.
Hello.
Oh no.
I don't normally talk to the customers. I just take care of the horses. And keeps their hood.
Danny boy.
The pipe's calling right now.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just here to take care of the animals and make sure they're safe and fed. Is there something I can help you with?
You take my horse out.
Do you have an affinity for cows, Danny boy?
He kind of freezes for a moment, taking in that statement, and goes,
Instinct at this point. The same things, Danny boy.
I believe I ask her for a perception check. Oh gosh, I can't remember what I said specifically about cows. But yeah.
Let's do insight.
Yeah,
I'll be right back.
That's what I asked.
Insight. Oh yeah, +4 on insight. That's a good one. That's really good. 20.
Yeah, 20. 20? What are you talking about?
20. No, it's a natural 20. +4.
Ooh, nice. Alright. So you pick up that he is being very sincere, and that he does care deeply about animals, but not in a creepy way. So yeah. So you start to. I think I revealed that he is a minotaur at this point. Because you could see his little snoot and his hooves.
Ooh. He's so pretty. Look at that face.
Yeah.
Oh, happy. She's surrounded in this is what I'm doing during games. So.
Yeah, but that makes you even prettier.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. So I see a minotaur. This is not helping his case at all.
Yeah, he's about to get Sophos.
He likes.
Has anybody heard the song by Darby O'Gill? The Cow Did. I'll send it in the chat later. Oh.
I listened to it. I shouldn't have. But no, it's a great song. So great. 10 out of 10. But yeah, so you put together that he's a minotaur, and he's just a soft-spoken young man who just wants to take care of the animals and is getting a little bit accosted by this tiny person.
Can you define the word consent for me?
Consent is when two people or two individuals are able to communicate enthusiastic agreement in both romantic and non-romantic settings. And without consent, no action should be taken on the part of either person nor animal or any other presenting creatures of intelligence. I take consent very, very seriously. Oh, I said it so much better at the time.
Those are all very good answers. Now, how important is consent to you? As I get between him and Muñeco.
Consent is everything to me. I hold it in the highest of regards. I come from a question. I can't remember how much he reveals in this moment. But yeah, he takes his consent very seriously. He's got a sweet old southern drawl.
Insight
He's a
check.
good boy. Yeah, there's the insight check.
It's hurting me, but
Hmm.
19 plus 4, 23.
Yeah, he is being so very sincere. He you start to put together that he is the product of a not so consensual encounter between Dan the father,
All right, I trust you, Danny boy.
a magical cat.
But if anything happens to my boys here, I'll be the first to know, and you'll be the last to be around. Yeah, yeah. You take good care of my boys.
I'll take good care of the horses, ma'am. I'll see to it that they're taken care of. I think I described like he has like white and gray speckling on his nose. And yeah, just a cute little minotaur guy. He's such a cutie. And he takes the horses.
There's reasons.
Oh, there's reasons. Oh, he talks to the horses. That's right. And he talks to Muñeco.
He better have his pants on.
I don't.
Muñeco talks about how they hate Igreus. All right. Well, you go inside. I'll get the horses taken care of, and you have a good night.
All right, Danny boy, I believe in you, and I give him 3 gold, and then I go look at Muñeco, and I cast Speak with Animals, and I say, baby, you tell me if anything happens, okay? I mean, you too, social repost, but like, open communication, yeah? Kick 3 times, I'll be listening.
Yeah, Muñeco would kick 3 times. I think goes for the headbutt, I think. So, yeah, he just fully picks up the cart and pulls it off to the side. All the others go in.
DM, can we have a potty break?
And so, I catch Revan up on what has happened last session, as well as what's been going on this session before he was able to join us, and use that as a transition point to talk about Onkai's dream. Now, a couple things to touch on with Onkai is she is familiar with the occult. She knows what the symbol of the Black Hound would mean. And then from there, she dreams that she is in a foggy forest at night, utterly alone, and she can feel the forest like oppressive around her. And the only thing she can see through the fog and the trees is a large black hound. She chooses to follow the hound, turning and twisting through the woods, back, forth, twisting, this ominous figure that she's following into the darkness. And then, in just the briefest of moments, when all seems foreboding and lost, there's a glen, an opening in the woods, an area of safety and recovery. The hound enters the space, and you can see moonlight coming through the trees and the fog, shining down on a beautiful basin. And that's where we start.
I think that as she would approach the glen, kind of take that moment of appreciating the change in scenery. Because the moonlight is kind of her domain. And she would step into, is it just like the entire clearing is lit, or is it kind of just like a singular beam?
In this instance, the glen itself is lit by moonlight, but the light itself seems to be shining directly down onto the basin and spreading out and lighting the space. So you can kind of see what's going on in the area, but focused.
Then she will approach the basin.
Okay, and looking into the basin?
Yes.
Okay. Upon looking into the basin, you see the different phases of the moon going from waxing to full to waning to new and shifting between the phases. Changing constant as the light kind of shifts over the water. And as you kind of take that in, you look up and you see a woman standing across from you. She would be a young woman with dark black hair.
Will she recognize who this is?
Does Ankai know what Hecate would look like, or have an idea of what Hecate would look like?
Mm.
So the idea is you have this...
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things where, you know, based on all the descriptions, this isn't the stereotypical version of Hecate. This is a younger woman with short black hair, piercing blue eyes, kind of a slim frame, kind of sporting a very French bob, kind of looking like a very hip grad student, maybe a little undernourished kind of appearance. Anyway, she's super cute. And she's just kind of staring at Ankai, just taking all of her in.
The last time that I had an interaction with her, while she didn't speak, she did hear me, and that was recent.
Yep.
So, while Ankai herself isn't overly religious, she understands the need of presentation. Especially for those that either think they're high and mighty who actually are. In which case, then she will actually lower herself down to kneeling level. And the way where you would be kind of like sitting on your feet at a kneel, and then palms up.
Okay. All right. Do you maintain contact with her?
That's a good question. She will maintain eye contact.
So she just kind of takes it in,
Yes.
kind of stares at her in a little bit puzzled manner. At the choice. I believe she asked at this point, "Are you gonna fuck me?" Or are you gonna fuck me over? What's your deal? She kind of like breaks the stoicism.
Good at that one.
Oh no! Oh, she asked for a persuasion roll. I'm so sorry. That's what's happening.
I might not be strong, but I have brain powers. That's a D12.
Okay.
That will be a 17.
Okay. So 17. She just kind of breaks her stoicism. Is like, "What's your deal? Are you trying to fuck me over?" Something about like, what do you want from me?
It's all about the move and counter move between two people with autism.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's taken on Cayenne and like trying to like figure out what their play is. So yeah, this is where she finally caves and is like, "Are you trying to fuck me over? What's your deal?" and seeing all the little gears turn. And so the dog comes around at this point, I believe. And, oh gosh, I wish I knew what I was saying. So big scary dog comes around, approaches Ankai, and is this where she shifts into her older form? I don't think she does that until Ankai interacts with the dog. I had a much more intense moment built up, and I'm so sorry, because this was so good. Okay. What does she say to Ankai? She says something to her.
And are we... Does she go, like, more, like, crone-like, or is it more...
Oh.
Like...
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, so this is her middle-aged form.
Whenever the dog presses up against her, I believe it is against the Geneva Convention to not pet the dog.
Yeah, the dog leans against.
And while she will still maintain eye contact, she will pet the dog.
The dog immediately melts. Like, it immediately, like, hey, this is all I've ever wanted. The demeanor of Hecate shifts to that of an older woman with, like, long, kind of graying black hair.
Like every Pibble I've ever known. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a big Pibble, baby.
Oh.
Yeah, just immediately.
Once the facade kind of melts away from Hecate and she kind of presents herself in more of a natural form, that's whenever she'll break eye contact and bow. Thank you, mistress.
Yeah. So she kind of shifts and focuses back in and takes in the surroundings. Oh, gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Talks about the family and how she came to be because she once loved.
So breaking the silence.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, mistress.
Oh, she just stares at her for a while. What's your deal? I think is what she asked at this point.
I believe that would depend on the answer, the connotation of the question.
Are you trying to fuck me over?
I'm not trying to be difficult, but what you're looking for will depend on the answer.
What do you want? And are you trying to fuck me over?
I want to discover myself. And there's no need to lie to you in your own domain. My family used me for it. They ran into the bloodline, and they did their best to make me utilize it for the worst. I don't necessarily want to do that.
So, okay. So she stops before she touches Ankai, and then, like, gently, brushes the hair behind her ear and kind of takes her in.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, I believe she refers to, I will continue to watch over you.
She won't. Which will indicate the parts that of her head that she covers, which will the small horns that are under her hair.
Horns. That's right, because she has the ridges, because she's hex blood. So she kind of runs her fingers over the ridges. Oh gosh, what blessing does she give her? Essentially, I'm going to continue to watch. You will have access to the powers for as long as you don't betray me and don't betray my trust. Your family has a history of fucking things up. And so I'm trusting you with this, and I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. And for now, you're very entertaining, and I do like that you're pissing off the god of the sun, and generally shitting on the other Olympians. And so as long as you continue to be entertaining, I'll continue to give you my blessings and my power. Essentially, she loves watching the shit show of it all. And
I am a bit of an overachiever, I've been told.
Yep, you're doing very well with that. You guys are doing a great job pissing people off. But so far they're all the people that she doesn't like. So Hecate is currently on their side, but very tentatively. And I'm trying to remember what else. She gives her like one more bit of advice. Oh man, I should have taken notes. Something about. I'm so sorry.
Honestly, none of that sounds really overtly interesting.
Oh,
I'm not
power.
seeking power to have acclimates or servants underneath me. I mean, as it stands with the inherent magic that I earned from you so far, I could potentially do that now, and I don't want it.
Okay.
I just want to be able to stand tall and stand on my own and not have to have the burden of somebody else's expectations. I want to live for myself.
With that, she would show approval and respond with kindness.
And she will.
Be safe. Something about continuing to like her journey. And oh gosh, what was it? Look, man, there's only so much I can remember regarding the interactions.
I'm more than happy to be problems for others.
Yep. Oh yeah, continue causing problems for the right people. And don't be a problem to me. Yeah. Gosh, there was so much more. It was such a more in-depth conversation.
It's a rumor.
Rev played off of it so well too. But yeah, I believe that's where Rev wakes up to the tavern and Igreus taking off his pants and being disheveled from the moisture and rain. I think that's about everything. I don't know. Did I say more? Oh, there's a new charm on Kai's bracelet. Because currently they have
Awesome.
crow charm and now they have a dog charm. They haven't figured out what those charms. Well, they know what the bird charm does yet. But they haven't shown what it does.
That was really scary, by the way. That was like a person coming out of nowhere behind Rev. And I was like, what the fuck?
What person?
There's just a face and some hands now. Real
I don't know
creepy,
what you're referring
bro.
to. I live alone.
Oh,
Ghost.
that's not good.
Thank you, buddy.
Upon second viewing, I saw when the roommate came into the frame.
Sorry, I didn't mean to like take the levity out of the moment, but
no, it was good. But yeah, I caught when the roommate came in the first time, and I was waiting for Mrs. Baker's commentary, and I didn't realize it was so much later that we all realized that there was a like a whole person that appeared in the ether.
Okay.
Behind on Kai.
I'm happy that I left that meeting not being smote, and now I have a puppy. So I count that as a win across the board.
When in doubt, be nice.
And then I'm going to wake up in this inn, apparently.
Uh-huh. I think I talked about her coming to consciousness, like, as they're pulling up to the inn, in Burg.
Okay.
Oh, Burgsburg.
See,
What am I talking
last time I time traveled, it was vodka.
I miss being able to teleport to bed. That was the best thing about childhood. You can just wake up and you'd be in bed. Doesn't matter where you fell asleep. I believe that's what I'm talking about at this point. So they are all getting ready in the inn. Oh, and her terribly matted hair as the moisture kind of sinks in and everything gets all jostled. And I'm describing her scary, scary clown makeup that a sweet and well-meaning Sophos really just was trying to help her out. So
Question is that does she know that?
I believe I talk about, like, there's a certain, like, gumminess to the eyes that you can kind of feel where you, like, your makeup gets fucked. Yeah. The little crusties and, like, the little shift in the paint. So yeah, you can kind of tell something's fucked. You just don't know how bad your makeup is messed up. You just know it's bad.
Alright, she'll clean that mess up with some precipitation.
Something terrible happened. You hope it wasn't Herman, but we're not quite sure.
What a waste! It tastes so good though. Just lick it off. It's
Look,
edible. Edible makeup.
I appreciate your attempt to make it better, darling.
You're welcome.
Alright.
I can lick it off for you if you need me to.
She will.
Ooh.
I like that. Ew.
What is it with druids that always have fucking goblin energy?
Look, because they're weird little
Is
guys.
that
Yeah, I mean,
it's true?
Goblins are weird little guys.
Were you raised in a tree? I think not, sir. Real life, I basically was.
Mm-hmm.
My mom would be like, "Were you raised in a barn?" And then she would stop and like sadly look down and be like, "Okay, yeah, kinda."
Yeah. I love druids. Druids are the best. I love being a weird little dude. Just full of chaos and mischief. Yeah. I don't remember what I said, but apparently I was funny.
I definitely used the kitchenette to make everybody a hearty meal.
With washed hands.
But by the time I'm done, Mrs. Baker is still shivering, so she is going to find the bed and like try to like bring as many of the covers. You know, like when you get that like bone deep chill.
Ugh, yeah.
She is definitely little and chilled and shivering under all of the blankets.
Poor Mrs. Baker.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting all cozy. Oh, this is when
Everybody's
Are we
cold.
talking Mox or Igreus? Both.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm talking about how hot they are.
Yeah, I just went.
Uh-huh. It was a picture
Well,
of Terry
thank you. I
Crews
appreciate that.
in a Speedo. It was
Oh,
hot.
Jesus Christ!
Uh-huh.
What?
Okay, now I'm interested.
Mm-hmm. Look.
I got FOMO.
Oh, there he is. We share it. Oh no, the Terry Crews one hasn't come up yet. But the Terry Crews will be there. Mox sends several hot pics of mostly naked dudes in nothing but little tiny undies.
God damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you guys are all getting cozy for the evening.
I just tooled around through like all of our supplies, and I'm making a pot pie with whatever dried meat that we had. I'm like kind of constituting it. Made a roux and some broth, and threw together some like rough puff pastry dough to put on top, and so just a pot pie with some potatoes and meat and yumminess.
And so many mushrooms from Sophos. Just so many mushrooms.
And a really cool old lady told me this one, and I drop a rock inside. Trust me.
Oh.
Yep.
I'll eat that piece, but just trust me. It makes it better.
Just a heavy kaplunk.
Nice seasoning. It'll season it. It'll make it taste good.
Extra iron.
Always add rock to your soup.
I specifically was going to ask. Somebody mentioned mining adjacent town.
Yeah, I was literally about to say, "Hey, Dynah, dwarves, metal."
I'm actually
what mining?
Are we in
going
a specific town, like a different specific city, or just a small town?
Oh, so they're in Burgsburg, and
Burgsburg
every time. So
I was a.
All right, so I talk about it being a mining town.
Okay.
So.
I believe I asked Dynah for like a history or a survival check with advantage in relation to the type of area to see if they would.
Let me take a look at my. What rocks you got? That's going to be a 15 and a 12. 15.
All right. So 15, they put together that this area would be known for coal, likely. There's a couple other possibilities that it could be like a special kind of metal, maybe even a thing called dragon glass. But most commonly, you're going to find like coal in this kind of working area. And it's around this time that the 5 o'clock work bell goes off, the work whistle. So I talked about the dragon glass a little bit, and then the metal.
I'm going to go talk to some of the dwarves who may be in the tavern and buy up a round or two and start a conversation about, hey, do you guys just mine, or are you guys like forgers also, or blacksmiths? In that sort of term.
Hey, you guys!
You guys. So that's when I believe the work whistle goes off. So they have a nice way to go and talk to the people filling up in the tavern. Because, they wouldn't be there till the end of the workday. There we go. That's the work whistle we're looking for.
Hey!
Dynah, would you like some assistance asking around for what you're looking for?
I'll go as well.
In your not clothes?
I can go lick some dirt outside and let you know what kind of minerals I taste.
No, my clothes are too wet. I'm going to continue to let them dry.
Oh, yeah.
Did you just say your nipples?
Oh, yeah, keep your pants on, man.
I forgot naked Igreus makes their grand debut. So Igreus comes out nothing but a little
What am I supposed to do?
Igreus, you should stick around to be near Mrs. Baker.
I'm coming. Put the baby Bjorn on. I just want to check my eyelids for cracks on the walk.
So baby Bjorn plus what? Like anything else on the wearer of the baby Bjorn?
No, just the underwear and the baby Bjorn.
You're like an
if you want
Egyptian queen.
I'm guessing the DM just saw the picture of one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that in a second.
Oh my god. Oh, so good. So good. There's just so
Yeah.
many. Like,
But Igreus, I was gonna say, if you want to go around or two, a lot of these dwarves are known to, let off some steam after they get into work.
Sure.
Keep in mind where
I'll
their
help them
eye
let off some
is.
steam. I'll
Oh
help
my
them get off some steam.
So part of my negotiations is gonna be, okay, if you guys, if anybody sells something specifically or has work in blacksmith, if they can sell me something like something that fell off the cart, if they go around with Igreus, they can, if Igreus wins, we can count. If they win, they get extra.
yeah. I just want to share what was going on in my chat at the time.
No.
Huh?
Just.
I don't remember what my background is.
I took Charlotte.
Let me look.
I'm still buying around for them to get them started.
Oh, my background is demigod.
Wow.
Just demigod.
Oh.
Yeah, she
Miss Paula's a goddess.
Yeah.
I mean, that tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People tend to listen to me when I talk. Commoners flocked when I begin talking. Ooh.
So it's like a variant on the folk hero background, essentially. But yes.
See how bright red her face is?
Look, man, the images I was getting in chat were freaking the last 2 sessions. Lots of saucy little pictures being sent to me. I'm just saying, there's only so much I can do about keeping it professional. Sometimes you just blush. Anyway, so I talk about them going into the tavern, to the actual bar area again, getting everything set up. It's starting to fill with workers. There's a little performance area in the corner, more like a soapbox that you can stand on than a proper stage. And it's just packed with dwarves. So lots and lots of people to talk to, and boy howdy, are they staring at the mostly naked drow man wandering about with a gaggle of odd little ladies. So yeah, they're saying hi, getting.
I will do.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, is Igreus volunteering to perform now? Come on, get to the performance, because the performance is so great.
I do. I don't in deception because Dynah's pretty straightforward. I can intimidate somebody or I can persuade somebody. So
Dynah,
let's go with.
So
before you do a roll, this was kind of my idea of coming down here with this. With Ankai looking the way that she does, the way she's able to kind of present herself, the idea was to her coming down to be like a potential buyer.
Yeah, that plan gets abandoned immediately.
yeah, I was about to ask, is there a stage of some sort?
Yeah, the little
so I can give inspiration.
Little soapbox. So yeah.
Life's a stage, baby.
Yeah, I'm describing the soapbox. You can kind of hear it. This is like the soapbox flag. I can almost hear me.
Okay.
There's a plan. I know it. I can see it brewing. But yeah. Oh, I love how the buyer plays.
Okay, are there any like cowboy hats anywhere?
Where have all the cowboys
Okay.
gone? But yeah, I believe they grab like.
Oh, sure. Okay. So
OSHA.
he did carry his silver sable down the stairs. So he has his silver sable down the stairs, and he kind of puts the silver sable in front of him, drops his pants or his underwear, and placed them on the floor like a busker. And he's gonna do the naked cowboy playing in the bar, and she just starts strumming. He says, "When you came in, the air went out."
I get disadvantage on all of my charisma checks because I'm going from distracted.
And every shadow filled up with doubt.
I don't know what you done to me. But yeah, there's a big
Now I want
banner
to go
to
watch
Oshaw.
True Blood.
Such a great show. Great opening. Great banger of a song. But yeah, so there's a banner to Oshaw.
Team Eric is. Listen, I would just climb him like a tree.
Team Eric. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big tall man. Also, Bill sucked.
I'm gonna do intimidation. I think that's gonna be a pretty good option at this point. It's like, all right, we're the same party here, but this is my buyer, and this is what's important. You see over there, I know you keep getting distracted, but what kind of metals are we talking here? All right, let's do. Am I talking to somebody specific right now, or am I doing a general check?
It was like a general check to get identified, like who would be a good mark, who
All right.
would be the person to talk to.
Intimidation is what I'm going to start with advantage.
With advantage.
Okay, that's going to be 11 and 18. 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
18? 18, yeah. You are able to identify one of the workers.
I do. D6. So that's going to be 18 plus. Burg. Roll. 6.
Hot dog. Actually,
Yeah.
they had some rough rolls at the beginning, but they really rolled well later this night. But this is where they meet Sweet Deeds, one of the shift leads, who becomes immediately pretty smitten with our sweet Igreus. So
yeah, right now I'm still focused on making metal instruments and any additions to any weapons or armor that we can add to. So if I get a stockpile, I can be working on it throughout our travels.
Yeah. So I believe that's where they start to approach Sweet Deeds. And the most shameless bit of flirting and confusion happens to our poor sweet dwarven person. She's a lady. She's a cutie patooties. And yeah, very distracted by a Mr. Igreus. She would have, I don't know, dark hair, kind of just hirsute in general. She has a beautiful beard.
Your horse.
Be nice.
Peter, the horse is here.
If you want to keep your beard, you better lay back just a little bit.
Peter.
Scoot it back just a smidge here. Now, I want to talk about metals today.
Is that so? Well, our minds are mostly filled with coal and dragon's glass.
Specifically, what is in your repertoire here of something that I can make something out of? Do you have something lightweight but sturdy? And do you have something that'll protect that I can add to some armor? I can make this a little bit sturdier, if you will.
So that's where they start explaining, yeah, they have coal, they have dragon's glass, they do not have mithril in these mines. Dragon's glass is found near ancient worm's former lairs. So there was a very, very old dragon that lived here. It no longer does. They never find out what color that dragon was, which probably would have been helpful during their discussions.
You're dwarf explaining now. I know what it's for. Can you go ahead and...
Now, did you say thriving or throbbing? I couldn't hear what you said.
Over the throbbing of your...
There's a lot of throbbing. Just so much throbbing. Oh, the flirting in this is fantastic. 10 out of 10, Mox. You nailed it. And I know I leaned more into it at the time. But I am tired.
Or very stupid.
There's not going to be argued in this corner, but distractions aside, where you see what he's playing right now, right? Where I'm trying to make him a heavy metal band.
So you'd have to make a bunch of instruments out of iron and heavier metals. Get it? Because, you know, I think I referred to it as a kettlebell made out of iron. But get it? Because it's heavy metals that are dense. Because science jokes, guys. Mining jokes.
About this dragon glass, can we have some of that? I'm just gonna slide up.
You don't have the other stuff for what I need for that, but you have dragon glass. Mm-hmm. I'm willing to take a look at the wares you got.
Well, I'm not a salesperson. I'm a shift lead. So they advise that they don't actively sell personally. But you can buy some stuff at the store. There's a warehouse full of stuff. That they keep all their coal and all their dragon's glass at. And all praise Osha! The whole bar cheers. Osha!
Every single time someone enacts the name of Osha, you see Sage's right eye twitch ever so slightly,
when unstoppable chaos.
Second only to Apollo is Osha. They get on my ass a lot. They find me. They always find me when I'm working. And they're like, that's not safe. And I'm like, shut it.
But you must follow the laws of Osha. It's what keeps us safe. It's what keeps us protected from the harms of the daily life. All praise Osha. Oh, gosh, that was so fun.
So you haven't brought any dragon glass for yourself?
So boring.
Well, not here, not to the bar. Of course you don't have dragon's glass at the bar. That seems silly. You got the miner's brew, and that's probably where they talk about the warehouse. And where they keep their...
They're probably closed by now, huh?
Well, yeah. Because it has security. It's not open to the public right now. I could show you where it is so you can go. I don't know how they decide to get access to the warehouse. I don't know where that came about. It was just good times. All praise Osha. I just want you to know that I've been trying to work this patron into...
I'm pretty sure there's some heavy veins getting tapped in the nighttime, but, I digress.
I'm always
interested in heavy things getting tapped. But,
Sage goes,
I'm wearing my armor.
Oh, that's where we...
Sage is worried for her. She's like, your life sounds so boring. Hold on. No, you're alive. I don't know how.
When he starts talking about the mining of dragon glass and stuff like that, I am actually going to subtle cast detect thoughts.
Oh yeah. Terrible choice. Yeah. It's essentially talking about how hot Igreus is. I want to climb him like a tree. I mean, it's big, but I think I could stretch. I think I could take it. It's a lot of those kind of thoughts.
Breathing and stretching.
You gotta breathe.
Breathing, stretching, and a lot of
prayer.
Yeah.
Lube and a can-do attitude can get you far.
Foreplay is a factor. Foreplay is a factor. You got to start there first.
You got to get that
That's part of
cervix
the performance.
nice and warmed up.
Lube and a can-do attitude.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's yeah.
Igreus
So
is just
do you
straight
know
up
where
just
they
playing his
keep?
guitar.
Do you know? Do you know where they keep the dragon glass in the mine?
Well, we don't keep it in the
Like,
mine.
is there?
That's where it comes out, because we don't keep it in the mine. We keep it in a warehouse, because we mine it from the mine, take it out, put it in the warehouse, and then it goes in for inspection, and then we sell it off. Mostly to casting places, because it's a pretty useful spell component. It can be used for weaponry.
Oh, where are the? My friend Igreus, and I point over to Igreus.
And he's like he's
he
chest popping right now, like in front of somebody's face.
Yeah, he really wanted to see some dragon glass. So, do you think maybe we can just go and look at it?
Yeah, that would be something that we would only allow like certain people to go back to. That would not be something that like the public has access to.
Oh.
And this is where the new gambit starts. Osha. Also, I've been trying to bring the Osha patron into all these campaigns, and they're just no one will take the bait. Let me be a servant to Osha. I want this character so bad. I'm working on a variant of it, but nobody.
Yeah, I mean, safety first for sure. I mean, are there any safety precautions in the storehouse to keep it safe?
Place is literally hell.
Praise Osha. I mean, I'm sure you guys have really shored that up.
Yeah, we have guards. We have a check-in point.
Oh, tell me about them. I'm really interested in how OSHA helps you secure the storehouse.
Well, we take ships, and we have people who are contracted watchmen. Again.
Oh, so there's guards there? How many guards?
Yeah.
Igreus walks over and is standing gleaming from.
Oh no, so much penis.
I love how Igreus has had his dick out this whole time, and not once has he been arrested for indecent exposure. That's not a thing that happens in my universe. But
yeah, they're inbred. Do you think Igreus is really interested in
Sure
OSHA too. Where did you say and I'm nudging Igreus closer, subtly. Where did you say that storehouse was?
It's up by the courthouse. Towards the
this
center of
close
town.
to her face.
And she's a dwarf, so that close to her face.
It's all ball smell. It's nothing but ball smell at that height, at that range. Just taint. Oh,
yeah, we'll be in town for a little while.
We're inspectors for OSHA. Don't tell everybody.
As soon as you say that, she locks on and her whole demeanor changes. Yeah. So.
Inspectors.
Basement inspectors.
I do minor illusion and pull mine out of thin air.
Back in the room. We're trying to, we're
I always
checking
keep
all
mine
the
on me,
safety
little lady.
precautions.
We're here to ascertain your safety. I can't say it. I can say it.
Sage is not about this
Oh
life.
my god.
The claw.
I start a speech. I start a speech to everyone about OSHA regulations and how we're here to check out the storehouse, and we need somebody to bring us over there right away.
This is why charisma casters are a problem in all of reality.
Yeah.
Sure
I do. Yeah.
I was going to say to help, since I have the detect thoughts up and I could do telepathy, I was going to start feeding her some of the information that might be pulled up. It's like, is this person really OSHA? Do they know this rule? And it's like, this is the rule.
So with that help, and with everything else, I believe I give I curb the DC because Mrs. Baker already has advantage on the roll.
Dirty 20.
Fantastic. She wins over the crowd. This is so ridiculous. Nothing but charisma casters, man.
Certainly taking it all in.
Because Igreus is a charisma caster, Mrs. Baker is a charisma caster, and so is Ankai, and they're just...
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
It is a Minotaur.
I was one generation removed from my trauma.
Yeah. Oh!
I knew it! I knew it!
Oh, so the reveal for Danny is exposed.
Okay.
Poor
Okay.
Danny.
Poor Danny!
Danny boy.
We're bringing Danny with us when we leave.
That's definitely happening now. You should not have given us that information. I was 100% gonna walk up to Danny and be like,
"Soft boy gonna be safe with us."
And this is
soft boy, Danny boy.
This is why, as a DM, I know I fucked up, because this is where they set their sights on poor Danny boy and getting him out of the town, full of inbred hicks who sometimes assault cattle. Anyway, so that's how the party became fixated on stealing my Minotaur from my podunk hick town, and decided that they must steal.
At some point, Dynah's gonna message Hephaestus and be like, "Hey, Hephaestus, you hear about this OSHA? Fuck Africa, man."
hey, it might be Hephaestus. Like,
Honestly, I think Hephaestus would be like kinda into OSHA, but like have his own weird beef with it. And be like, wait, no, it has good points. Wait, fuck. What do you mean I can't just grab shit out of the forge? This sucks.
just leaping off of it.
Hephaestus totally would be the one that has like that turns the small like pallet jack lift. He turns that into a scooter in his warehouse.
Oh, I did that on a near constant basis. So,
same here.
I love how we have someone like naked on the job, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I totally work for OSHA."
Yep.
I'm real good at deception.
Look, man, if you're that hot, you can get away with a lot of things.
I mean, I guess.
Dicks out for OSHA.
I spent 6 hours today IRL in a clinic, an MRA, and then back to the clinic because of a head injury.
Look, man, workplace injuries
OSHA.
are very important. Oh, praise OSHA. Oh, man. But yeah, they knew the buttons to press. They
And ladders.
Tell me somewhere in this town there is the how many days since a person's been injured, praise OSHA.
Oh yeah, that's at the
Hilarious.
The town hall. That's like right above their like clock in their coat of arms. Is the days since last incident. All praise OSHA.
In Roman numerals.
Yep. Gets updated every day. It's fantastic. Has a little mechanism that comes out, does a little chime, does a little song.
I will be stealing this god, by the way.
Yeah.
I
Again, I've been trying to work with so many campaigns.
Sage. Sage, yeah, there's something's gonna happen. Sage will take that as a personal challenge now. This many days without an incident? Interesting.
I want to
Sounds
play
like a
Paula in
Guinness
a
Book
shot.
of World Records I must break.
Again, unstoppable chaos meets an immovable object.
Challenge accepted. Just hear like the word
Nice
back.
things.
Challenge accepted. It's on, people. On.
All right, so who's escorting us? Who's escorting us to the storehouse?
Yes, I'd like to take some dictation, if you don't mind.
Sweet Deeds offers to take them to the warehouse, which is the name of the dwarven woman.
Caught the dictation joke.
Yeah, I listen.
Yeah.
I think I was responding to something at this time, but yeah. So Sweet Deeds. Oh yeah. Oh, I was looking up Sweet Deeds' name because I've had this character on the back burner for a little bit. I was like, I have this character. They exist.
Just curious. This is a above table thing. Igreus, I know that you're not a rogue. We've discussed this, but if I remember right, you do have a decent stealth, right?
I believe so. I believe it's really good, actually. Let's see.
This is where I do the name drop. Sweet Deeds.
Sweet Deeds.
Can I call you Sweet D?
Yes. You're so beautiful. Of course you can call them Sweet D. Oh no. Alright. I am currently trying to roll down a sock that was covering my tattoo like outer skin thing, and it got snagged. Hold on. I'm doing that while all of this is being discussed. Essentially they're talking about going to the warehouse with Sweet Deeds. That's
Well, I'm with my friends, and he kind of gestures around, and then he goes and he finds his underwear.
We've
Some money in his
seen a lot
underwear.
of him, so he is definitely a single. Like, I haven't seen a secondary one yet. Oh god, no.
I believe
Mrs.
there's
Baker
two.
checks, like, fake checks off things for, oh, you passed that test with the penis and the shoes.
Yes.
Penis
Good
and the
job.
shoes. Is there any money in the underwear?
Yes, I have him roll for it. Here in just a moment.
Does he need to put a helmet on it before he?
This is hilarious. Okay, performance 21.
Fabulous. He earns an amount of money.
Essentially putting on protective clothing.
Just
13. So yeah.
Where's the PPPE?
So
What if shoes are against my religion?
The personal protective penis equipment.
It's just a mask. It's just one of those like
Sage.
over your face.
Like Sage, do you have shoes? You usually walk around bare feet.
I mean, at this point, my feet are shoes.
Yeah, no, I do, because they bring up that Danny Boy doesn't wear shoes, but they also don't let Danny Boy in certain places around town because
I pull out like virtually a duck foot. I'm like, I've never seen a shoe in this shape, however. It's never been bound. And there's like gnarly hairs coming out. There's like 5 layers of like dirt and calluses. Like, she's genuinely never owned a pair of shoes in all 69 years of her life.
Nice.
69.
So, I'm just saying, oh yeah, that's absolutely her age. I'm just saying. I think we become adults at like 40 or like 50 if you're a gnome.
Yeah.
Something like, I gotta look at that again. But
they're pretty long.
Canon 69.
Canon 69. So they're insisting that they would need shoes for the place, and they talk about Danny Boy and how he can't enter certain areas because he can't wear shoes because he's a cow man. He's just a cow guy. He's in fact a cowboy. So they're insisting upon the shoes for safety and protection. because slip, trips, and falls. It's the worst possible thing that could happen on a job site.
Excellent.
Man. Oh, I love safety requirements. It's so funny. I'm just waiting for them to present their solution to it.
Yeah.
We have a special apparatus that will allow Sophos to enter. And I start reattaching the baby Bjorn to
I just like
to
fine.
Igreus's naked chest.
I don't like this.
Feet are dangling.
Nobody puts baby in a Bjorn.
I forgot.
Like a toddler in my car seat.
They kind of let it by on a technicality, and Sweet Teas is taking it and just like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I can strap you into it later if you will show me the storage house.
I don't want
can
to be
certainly
here.
strap you in it later, and I can hold you up all night long if you like.
Oh God, get me out! I can stop.
Yeah.
And then we leave.
And then they leave.
I started doing the whole time. I wonder if this will work. Like, Remy the rat thing with Igreus's hair. Like, I wonder if it'll go right if I do this. No, it's not working.
He kind of like starts leaning left, or he starts leaning in the direction she's pulling. What are you doing?
Checking for life.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
He leans down to Mrs. Baker and he
Don't
says,
eat the lice. Don't eat
Everybody
the lice.
seems to like us a lot, Mrs. Baker. I think this is going really well.
Yeah, you're really leaning into this. I appreciate it.
Leaning into what?
I'm leaning out.
The sexy.
What's that? Yeah, he had to hop over some rocks, and there's a sudden slap. And a loud clap afterwards. So
Gives a whole other meaning to clap an ass. They can stop.
You just lift your feet, like happy baby pose, just like no. Don't touch my toes.
Sophos has strange, icks. Like, very strange icks.
Look, man, sometimes you don't want to be slapped by your adventuring party members.
You're right.
Catch you off guard. It's a surprise, like somebody appearing in your screen.
I feel like I talked to the wrong person about consent. I didn't consent to this.
He's like, but he has his underwear on, so that's perfectly fine. His clothes are drying. They're sopping wet. You can't wear them around. I'm surprised all of you still have your clothes.
You know, I did knit. I did knit little puppies into like a pattern along the waistband. So there's little puppies around his knitted into his undies.
We need more encouragement to look there.
Just the cutest little undies.
Yeah.
Who just used prestidigitation to dry herself off.
Oh.
They all had changes of clothes or magic.
Ankai knows what's good. Ankai knows what's good.
And he's none the wiser, so he's perfectly fine like this.
Yep. Sometimes
Yeah, just so you know, I'm a soggy pile of leaves, so I'm like, squish, squish, squish. I'm a sensory nightmare.
Oh, I forgot about the sensory nightmare. Oh my god, my face hurts.
Yeah, so there's just little feet prints on Igreus' legs and ribs.
You look like footprints in the sand, but it's my feet on you.
Mrs. Baker sighs and thinks to herself that she's going to have to wash the baby Bjorn before she gets back in.
You for sure have to wash that baby Bjorn. My face hurts.
Yeah.
From laughing. Oh. I don't know how I kept it together this far. Oh, good job, me. Anyways, I think I'm describing them going across town and then heading to the warehouse. I don't care. It's almost midnight now, and I am so punchy. The rest of this is so.
Oh, so you mean that I have to bend over to get into this door? Got it.
Yep.
Don't squish me.
So like everything's scaled down to like dwarf or like halfling, gnome heights. So like the taller people could fit, but it's not as comfortable because like the ceiling's right on them. They can put on. I believe I required them to put on orange vest and like hard hats before going into the warehouse. Again, I don't know how I kept it together this long. But good for me for describing a warehouse full of dragon's glass. I don't know how I did.
Papyrus.
Oh, I'm so tired. Okay, yeah. Come on. Yeah, you're just describing the warehouse. They're gonna put on. There's guards. There's stuff. You guys don't need to know all this stuff.
But like in Comic Sans, so it's like friendly and it's got a little smiley face at the end.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is the warnings I left.
That's the first thing I'm burning down.
Yeah. Oh, it's fantastic.
I got a giant person in front of me.
Oh no. Who's not hearing this?
Oh no. Okay, I think she's
like
there's her little feet and handprints on stuff here in a second.
I don't see anything.
We're dealing with current
Hold on.
recording issues.
I will fix it. Please keep going.
Which, resulted in Mox also not having the audio, so I'm re-recording this. Because, if Mox had the audio from Twitch, I could have tried to make it work. But no, here we are, and I'm retelling this story at 11:30 at night. After eating just the biggest bowl of full gluten spaghetti.
I'm gonna feel it.
Which for me is worse.
On the walkover,
reaching up from the baby Bjorn just to leave a muddy print up top.
So funny.
But he's gonna have to clean that later.
Some hardworking.
Other pig.
Oh gosh. Sweet Deeds was none too pleased about this action, and was not super impressed with these shenanigans coming from the party. Which, I mean, I'm all for it personally.
Ankai, could you clean that up for us, please?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm working here. I'm doing Pan's work.
Pan's work. What a queen. I love Sophos. They're just
Ankai is Osha's contracted cleaner.
When in doubt.
He says that, I will literally snap my fingers and prestidigitate it just to vanish.
To be fair, prestidigitation is...
You guys really like yucking my yums, don't you? Uh-huh.
Prestidigitation is taking...
Praise Osha.
Osha is taking hard work jobs away from people. They're lovely union contracted utility workers that should be taking care of this cleaning, and they are taking away those jobs. Again, I love the idea of someone being their patron is Osha, and that they very distinctly
nice
hate Mage Hand. unseen
Push
servant is
away from the Igreus, stick my hand down into a pouch somewhere, grab a glowing mushroom, and just smear it on myself.
I love it. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Bioluminescence, baby. Let's go. Igreus, don't hit me.
So yeah, they put on their little safety vests so they can be seen. They were allowing Sophos in with their bioluminescence because they're technically reflective of light.
It's not.
Maybe not your skin.
Is it
Sucks to be used, softy.
Oh, the question was it toxic?
Wait, sweetie? Softy? Sweetie. Sweetie. Sweet.
Sweet.
That.
Sweetie. Great name choice. Anyway, but the union worker would be against like unseen servant, Big B's hand, all these things that are like tensor floating disk. No, you can hire a contract worker.
Well, if you like that, I'll certainly keep it.
Yep. I forgot what I liked. But yeah, so they're going back into the warehouse. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I can do this. I can get through this. We're all in this together, guys. We're funny. I swear. I've been giggling, and I'm
So,
only...
Mrs. Baker is like going down, like, like checking stuff off. I see. Good job. Well done. We'll have to take the samples, of course. Back for testing. She's like writing notes down. We'll just need one box for testing.
So they're going to have their people come in the morning then to sort out.
Yes, I need one box of an assortment. So I would like a box so we can. Dynah is our resident expert, and she will be selecting the samples for testing.
We would also like to request, is there any unique metals here as well?
No.
That's it.
No, they mostly talk about the coal that they produce. Nothing substantial there. The dragon's glass is like the one like really unique item.
Of course.
Yeah.
And is this coal extra dirty? Is it?
Not specifically extra dirty.
That's my job to explain. That's my job.
It's all coming together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're explaining the process that they're gonna have to like bring in their people in the morning to come pick out the different samples with them, and go through the inventory and prep everything, before setting them out on their way with the different samples. But they wouldn't be able to like say specifically like what's the dirtiest coal that they have available. Just a wide selection of dragon's glass and the different kinds that they have. But they're all just in boxes. Lots and lots of boxes. Crates full of dragon's glass. So, yeah. Alright, I think I'm going to call this here, and I'm probably going to record the rest of the morning, because, oh by golly, I am sleepy. Okay, and we're back. I've gotten some sleep. Am I going to edit out any of what I ended on? No. Alright, so to clarify, we are talking about coal, and the type of coal that they have in the mines, and what they are harvesting, and we are back to the party.
That's interesting.
Hold on, Dynah takes a whiff of it to see if there's any sulfur smell.
No, there's almost no sulfur smell.
Okay, so it's a much cleaner coal. Clean coal has low sulfur content.
Yep.
That's interesting.
I'll be the judge of this. Hand it over, ma'am.
Well, she would be Sweet Dates would be.
I would lick it, but I can't reach it.
is advising that they're gonna have people who will pull the samples the next day. Again, I think I did in fact repeat this fact several times. And the party just desperately wanted to steal all of the items, all of the things.
We really need at least the samples of the dragon glass this evening. We're gonna need to leave pretty early in the morning to get to our next site.
Exactly.
You understand? We have a tight schedule. Dynah can.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to bring in the people in the morning.
Igreus kind of leans forward and he was like, "Yeah, and I would love to hear more about that great worm you were telling me about."
Oh yeah, the dragon. The dragon that I never answered. Oh, sorry, that was a big yawn. That I never answered what kind of dragon lived there.
Well, do you know? I think Igreus would love to take you back to the inn. I mean, we don't have a lot of time, but I'm sure he can entertain you after we get our samples.
Yes, I most certainly like listening to you talk, ma'am.
I do love doing the southern accent for characters. It's very fun. But essentially, Sweet Deeds is confirming that she would in fact like to spend some time with Igreus, but is generally beholden to.
I'm Dynamikos, and yeah, we're of the Plan H. Hold on. I'm trying to recall like the papers of OSHA that have the branch distinctions.
While she's talking to Dynah, I'm going to whisper to Igreus to distract her. And I would like to prepare to steal Dragon's glass, please.
So Igreus, as that's happening, starts to speak. She's a dwarf, yes?
Yeah, she's a dwarf.
Yeah, he starts to speak in dwarfish. And he said this, she has the dragon in her hand, the item in her hand.
Yeah, the dragon glass in her hand.
Oh, you're muted.
They're everywhere. Like there's glass everywhere.
Yeah, she has a sample in her hand.
Okay, and so he says, in dwarfish, this artifact that you have, it's very reminiscent of your eyes, your visage. They both share a luster, a beauty that I have not seen in all of my days.
Yeah. So, flirting with someone in their mother tongue is top tier move.
Okay.
Aces all around.
Process is texting that in the chat as well. What I would like to do though, as
first roll's a 21. Second roll is a 12. So 21.
So 21 stealth.
I wanted to, while I don't have detect magic, I do want to kind of use an arcana, see if I could see any particular pieces of glass that might be better for enchanting over others.
Yeah. So the requirement for this is kind of high because it's identifying a bunch of things inside of boxes. So it's kind of, at best, you're still getting a cursory glance.
More like a storehouse.
Yeah. So at best you're getting a cursory glance, but you can try. You can always certainly try. That's a good rule as a game master, dungeon master. Just let them try. And I think I'm talking about how much glass.
And that's great.
Igreus has this very short smirk on his lips. He's like using his pointer finger to lift her chin to meet his gaze.
Yep. Sweet Deeds is into this. Sarah's into this.
I do want to say I'm a Lightfoot halfling, and one of our specialties is hiding behind other people. That's part of our racial traits. So I would love to be like behind, you know,
they're monsters.
The meat,
and just putting the dragon glass in the titty pockets.
It was really quickly. It was Division B is what I was looking for. Division B is mining.
major props for them doing the research.
I know that the camera's not picking it up well, but that is as confirmation. That's
20.
Was that an
yes, that is in fact a 20.
I can clarify.
Fine. I think I allow them to find a sizable amount of dragon glass. I think I'll have Mrs. Baker roll for it here in just a second to confirm how much money's worth of dragon's glass they get.
Total would be a 26.
Total of 26. Gosh, diddly, dang it. Fucking sorcerers. The fact that Onkai's intelligence is that high is just baffling and frustrating. Although it adds well to the build of that character. Because they're more of like a charlatan than they are like just a random sorcerer. So they would have like a lot of like occult and general knowledge. So it all works out.
Yes.
They're kind of a scholar. So yeah, they are
Oh God.
getting so much dragon's glass. Which
I believe in you, Mrs. Baker.
I believe in you.
Roll 49.
Hot. It's almost the good number. It's almost nice. Not quite. And then I had like I think another 26 to or
Cool.
something.
That's math that I don't like. So what is that? 70, 75?
78. No, 75? No, this is a certain amount of gold worth of dragon's glass shoved in the titty pocket too. It's just got to be uncomfortable. Like, you can fit a lot of things in the titty pocket. It is quite a spacious location. But sometimes when you're dealing with rocks and pointy things, it gets a little uncomfortable. So
Yeah, I kind of want to, like, as an above table thing, and we could discuss it at another time. I kind of want to see if I could utilize that as some type of psionic focus.
that is definitely something that can be worked on. Because essentially, dragon's glass in this
Sage wants to lick it so she knows what it tastes like.
it tastes like a rock. Dragon's
Mean-
glass.
meanwhile,
you
I'm
don't know
looking,
until you try.
meanwhile, I'm looking up over here the difference between bituminous coal and lignite mining and anthracite mining, and then coal surfaces. So,
I want to say I can.
so
do
I'm
that.
wondering if you perform all the activities such as cleaning, crushing, screening, and sizing on site, or
It's really going into it.
I love excessive niche information. It brings me great joy. They do have like a basic processing facility on site, but nothing like advanced. Just enough to get it like a decent sellable quality. And again, I think I can give Dynah inspiration at this point for all the research.
wondering if they're dredging.
Relentless. These people are relentless and so freaking smart. And I question.
Are
Mrs.
y'all
Baker's gonna make
diversifying, or y'all found dragon glass with the coal? Are you diversifying further? Are there any gas pockets that are in danger or have been quarantined off so that there's no cave-ins? I know you're up to date. I just have to ask the questions.
Can I get 20 more gold of dragon glass while he's distracting her with that? I think it's more distracting than the flirting even.
I think I allow another like sleight of hand check here.
Because this hasn't been inventoried yet.
Well, let's see. That was a nat 20 for a total of 30.
Nice.
I just. How dare they be this
Hell
good?
yeah.
I'm so.
Hell yeah.
I can't even remember how
Nice.
much I gave them.
5.
All right, Miss
Sage is barely hanging on to consciousness as she's just so grossed out. So grossed out.
Mrs. Baker's probably going to make a big show of like yawning, and I'm getting so tired. I guess we should probably pick this up in the morning, say around 10 a.m.
Oh, this is when it's revealed that the town makes meth. Because of course they would. They're hardcore industrial workers. And, laws have been established here in the realms of creation and manufacturing.
And he looks over and he says, Big D. So you said the first bell was at 6?
Yep. The first whistle to begin the work.
All right, that gives us enough time then.
Yeah.
He says, if you all would like, you can take Sophos back with you, and I'll meet you in say 5 hours.
Sounds wonderful. I'm gonna reach into the titty pocket and get like a lambskin condom and
What's
hand
this
it
for?
over.
Which for sure she would.
You put this on your erection before you have sexual intercourse.
There's the helmet.
Erection is when it goes up.
Okay, I guess. Big D,
You
do
don't
you have
want
an office
you
in
don't
here?
want to leave babies. You don't know where they are, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Break the generational
Not to my
curses like
children.
Danny Boy.
Not to my children.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It all gets so much
Yeah, what's up there?
complicated from here.
What? What's up there?
oh yeah.
What is up there?
Come
To
on,
help play up the tired old Mrs. Baker act, Aunt Kai's gonna offer her arm.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna hold on to it and like frailly start to walk out. Oh dear, I'm so tired. It's been such a long day.
I cannot stress how much I recommend having an older person in your adventuring party. It's always just a lot of young people going on an adventure for the first time. Have one old PC.
No, Big D, you have to keep on the vest.
Sophos would be interested in that, I'm sure.
What?
Sophos is like, why didn't you start with it?
The vest stays on during OSHA celebrations.
Oh,
I
Pop the
think
Molly.
that's where I bring up meth. Yeah, the meth in the city.
If
I have a bad heart, so
Everyone has research to do.
Yeah, so around this time they reveal that there's like a whole like massive like laboratory facility like kind of opposite of the storage house. Yeah, there I am. I'm gesturing.
Oh, shit.
Full of meth manufacturing. Just a whole drug production system going on over there. And this is what starts the party clicking that they might in fact want to do a heist, which I was definitely not prepared for.
So that miner's coffee on the menu wasn't just coffee.
Oh no, it had for sure meth in it. That the miner's brew is
good to know because I
had
like
6 of those.
You're gonna be up all.
So you need like shoes to go in the back, right? Like, do I have to wear shoes?
Yes, you need a full like clean
Who can I
suit.
talk to?
It's a very secure and very sanitary facility. You gotta do all the safety precautions. Like I'm not even allowed in there. Oh man. Yeah. So, Sweet Deeds is kind of explaining the facility and the safety procedures that you have to have going into it, and you can just see the chaos and mischief building in the eyes of our sweet Sophos. Just wanting that access to that.
Praise Osha.
Praise Osha.
Praise Osha. Oh my god.
Well,
Dynah looks to the rest of her parties and is like, "These are dwarven things. We have a different constitution. You don't know. You don't know us. This explains the humans, though."
It does. Everything comes together now.
Oh god.
Like, Sage makes a mental note, and like, I know I have Pass Without a Trace equipped right now. And I'm like mapping out what I'm looking at. Like, you gonna make me wear shoes? I'm not gonna wear shoes. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna learn all of your secrets.
Oh no. I've unleashed chaos into this world with the introduction of casual methamphetamine.
I'm traveling with Sophos. I know enough of their personality. I'm going to reach out telepathically. Like, you want to steal from their stores, don't you?
I want to steal the secrets of their storage. I didn't say I'd take product. I want to take knowledge, because knowledge, my friend, is power. And knowledge is something I am heavy in. Very, very niche, very specific, very powerful knowledge. And I want that. But I will not put shoes on for it.
Very potent
knowledge is worth it.
Just throwing this out there, my leafy friends. We are going in for a rest for the night, and I currently have in my possession greater invisibility.
Oh no, I forgot about that.
I will clean my feet for this.
Anyway, so this is when I realized
No
I have to have a heist for my party.
Nobody knows I'm being enabled. This is a brain talk. Nobody can get in my way.
So somewhere in my head, Spazonta Sashima means Breaking Bad in Greek.
It's all coming together.
Not a big case.
Your office.
Before we Walter White this,
for my cauldron of everything. That's all I want. Whatever means necessary, except bathing and shoes.
I'm just saying that
I'm gonna make a super drug.
I now have stats for
I'm gonna be awake for a week.
Yep.
Sophos is gonna be in there like, I am the one who knocks.
This is me discussing the heist and all the implications that would bring about. But no, seriously, I now made stats for methamphetamines. They are broken on purpose. They're very much designed to be that way.
I won't be there. I won't be there.
Yeah, Igreus is gonna be fucking.
Yeah, I'm gonna be too busy with Big D, so.
He's the honeypot. I assumed we were just gonna come back in the morning and pick up the samples, and y'all just went off. And
what?
I'm down for it.
I figured we were gonna leave before 10 a.m. and not
They
even
showed
get any
me.
samples.
They were gonna start at 6:30.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. So this is where I'm giving them
Take my miner's copy and get going, get the samples, and get out.
Yeah.
I'm giving them the options. So they could try to do a heist, which means they might have to book it out of town, and Igreus is unaccounted for. They could try to wait until the morning and try to charisma their way past an inventory check where they notice a bunch of stuff has gone missing. Or they could try to get up in the morning and just convince Danny Boy to leave.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But if they're rushing out of town, it's less likely to be able to convince Danny Boy to come with them, because they're going to be rushing out of town and they wouldn't have had that chance to have that conversation. But now I know for a fact I have to have a heist prepared that is non-important to the story or the plot, because my players just love like the heist energy, the chaos heist, the last minute rush to go and acquire things. But I do give them a workaround for the meth here in a little bit, and we'll maybe get to that a bit. Also, who thought I would be talking this much about drugs in my
mental heist? I'm not taking anything physical. I may burn some things. Arson and heist are two different things. But the arson will happen on my way out. I don't shoot myself in the foot more than once. I've done it before. It wasn't a very good idea. It's one of the reasons I don't wear shoes. I don't have feeling in my left foot.
So it seems like we're doing a heist. We're gonna try to.
Oh Jesus!
Well,
I'm
that's
not
what
even gonna be
Sophos
there.
wants, and what Sophos wants.
I'm not even gonna be there. Christ.
Someone's gonna go on her own if you guys don't come with her, and so she needs some damage control. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you guys are probably
I
gonna
think
just
that
go with her.
Ankai and I can make everybody invisible, and we can just go in, get the knowledge, and get out.
I feel like Mrs. Baker is the closest thing to the voice of reason that we have, and since that's not happening, then the next one is me, and that's a problem.
I love
Try
them.
to stop me, Dynah.
I love them so
I want to do a
much.
heist.
They're oh my gosh. Anyway, so now we have
Look, I'm for a heist. I'm here for the ride.
I mean, why not? I already got some Dragon's Glass, so we don't need the samples.
I need.
I mean, Igreus is giving his own sample, so
the brain altering thing.
Yeah, Igreus better have his sample in the lambskin.
oh yes, of course, sure.
That's the most important thing.
I believe I'm explaining.
Wait. With that's the most important thing. Continue.
I think I'm explaining to them that if we do the heist, it'll have to be next session. But I do panic come up with a way for them to have acquired some of the meth recipe. And yeah, oh goodness, I love them so much. They're so clever and such monsters.
We leave those horses. I kill everybody.
But yeah, so
Okay, so let's talk above board. What do we want more? Crystal meth or to save Danny Boy from this town?
If I lose my horse.
Yeah, I think
Here's the thing.
horses and cowboy.
Because
I'm
here's the
gonna
thing.
go with horses and cowboy.
Wait. We talked to Danny Boy first, and then he's our getaway driver with Muñeco and Social Repost.
Here's the thing, though. So, Igreus has no clue you guys are planning this at all.
No.
Because he's like not in any. He's like the face.
You're not.
So.
You're the Tom Holland of this situation. We can't tell you.
So,
I'm really a distraction, sir.
But Sophos has an investment in Muñeco and Social Repost, and Mrs. Baker is aware of your connection to Social Repost.
Mm-hmm.
And Sophos has a connection.
I'm gonna take that home. I'm assuming we turned in our stuff. We turned in our stuff, and Igreus has walked off with Sweet D's.
And the rest of us are in like our joint bed, having like a sleepy, pillow fight, sleep talk. You're gonna take over the world and heist and Middle Earth and
yeah. And Sophos is telling us about how she wants the crystal meth recipe.
And I look like what's his name from like what is it?
Pepe's
yeah. I'm probably screaming on shit.
I love how the meme from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Be our Charlie Day.
Is
Charlie Day.
Pepe Sylvia. This is where I give them an option to try and acquire a meth recipe without doing a full heist at this time, knowing full well that I will honor their desire to do a heist in the future because I can see the joy. But yeah, so the people who used to own the hotel were obviously part of the human family that is about town. The miners had to learn their recipe from somewhere. So I believe I give them the option to do a deep turnover in the apartment to try to see if they can find any useful information.
Yeah, I was hoping so. What does that mean? That does not matter.
As kind of
does not bother me in any capacity.
I immediately did that, and I rolled a nat 1 for a 2, and I used my inspiration to roll a 19 plus 1 for a 20. Sorry.
It's the best of both worlds. Let them have drugs and don't overtax myself with game planning. I do
roll for that.
I do so enjoy.
Well, I had a point to start, and then you gave us another point, so I guess I do.
Yes.
What are we doing?
Use all of your
insight check.
Oh, that's
God.
18.
Dirty 20.
12.
Yep, beautiful. 10 out of 10. I think I remind Sophos that I think she has one more luck point left for the day because they are about to take a long rest. Depending on
Now see the blood in my eyes.
And I believe they find an old cookbook with a bunch of recipes, and one of them is like good old fashioned meth. Mom and Pop's methamphetamines. The good old cook stuff. So they're pretty sure it's not like the peak recipe for it, but like Sophos has had enough experience that they could start making it better and honing it in to be a little bit more potent and powerful. But it is a base level recipe to start brewing. But yeah, I have to create like a whole spell for Sophos to cast. Although it has to be like it's a potion that she's making, so it'll have to be one of those like ceremony things. It takes like an hour to 10 minutes. Like you can't cast it in battle, but you can have like the effects of it ready. But yeah, this is. I've made terrible choices in Dungeons and Dragons, and I just need everyone to know that. I had to make like a whole
Dirty 20
feat. It's gonna be a thing. I just want everyone to know what I have to do now, because I just so casually mentioned that the mining dwarves made meth in this podunk Appalachian hollow town. Just chaos to unleash upon the world. Oh no. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make it a feat. I think that's a feat that I'm going to have to give people now. Like the dealer feat, something giving them access to the sweet methamphetamines to unleash upon.
I can make it better. I just need the base.
That's what Mrs. Baker's gonna be like, Sophos, you're gonna just make the best meth. I just know it. I believe in you so much. If anybody can make the best meth ever, it's you.
It'll be me.
Pan is going to be so proud. You can make the meth, and I can bake him meth cookies.
Yeah! I'm so happy right now.
Really quick,
I like nuzzle it.
I noticed a
call
change
them
in
the crystal crumbles.
Crystal crumbles.
You're the stuff of my dreams, Mrs. Baker.
Look at the face of the person.
You're the Bonnie to my Clyde.
Who's realized
I love you.
How deeply
Before
fucked up.
Town, can I find Sophos a Heisenberg hat?
Yep, for sure. Totally possible to find the Heisenberg hat.
We're celebrating. I missed it.
It's fantastic. I just look at the moment of defeat in my eyes of like, I know what I've done to this setting. Anyway, in this make-believe world, this is the reason why there's a drug epidemic in Greece. Oh no, the chaos, I've made terrible choices.
We could have just bought it.
You could have. But why do that when you can learn to
gross.
Oh. First spot for arson. Acquired.
There it is.
And I believe I'm telling them about getting some of the ingredients from the general store, because you don't have to have limitations on fantasy cough syrup if meth is totally legal and easily acquired within a town.
Damn. Oh, I love it.
So we're there with Danny Sr.?
Yes, with Danny Sr., who runs
I would like to
store.
cast suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to suggest that he goes into the inn, and he tells everyone what a slimy piece of shit rapist he is.
Okay, so I
Plan.
make a roll.
It's a nice plan.
That's gonna be DC 15 Wisdom save.
I did not make the roll. Spoiler alert here. So, yeah.
Okay, good, because I was prepping silvery barbs.
Yeah, I was gonna cutting words him too. Perfect.
So, yeah. Danny Senior goes and drops his pants.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if he was the.
Yeah, like the people around town know, but yeah, he's gonna.
I'll make him cry.
Yeah.
Make him cry.
Yeah.
Like a bitch.
Yeah, I want him to. I definitely told him to confess every bad deed he's ever done.
Confess.
He's gonna be in there.
And it lasts for up to 8 hours.
Oh yeah, it's gonna take all 8 of those hours. But yeah, no. Mrs. Baker is the one person I would
totally could have used that as our distraction.
Yeah, I would never want Mrs. Baker.
Excuse me.
She's the scariest of all of them. Like the others, like Sophos is a wild card. You never know what's gonna quite happen. Dynah and Igreus feel like straightforward fighters.
Why? I sent the guy away. The whole store is free.
I'm rolling in it. I'll make it back to next town with what I know. This is a business investment. Like, I have my receipts. Yeah, I have a lot of money.
Yeah.
I get the feeling Sophos is just like at one of the tables in the tavern making meth, and people are just walking by, and instead of being like thrown off by it, they're like, "Oh, you should add this here.
Yep.
You should put this in there."
Right? Oh my god, yes. I will learn from the town.
You meet one of the chemists that's just off duty. Who's like, "Oh yeah, I see what you're doing over there. You should add this to it. It'll really change the potency and efficacy of this sweet, sweet drug that we have unleashed upon all of Greece."
It's like Sage, like nobody has seen Sage write or read before.
I will eventually give
and you
her
look over, it's not words. It's not words. It's my own markings.
I will eventually give her the hat.
Druidic.
I'll eventually give her the hat and be like, just remember, you are the druid who knocks.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, this is a word of warning for...
You went OSHA, and we were going fantasy world like, oh my god, the pristine beauty of being able to work in a safe environment. Breaking Bad.
Yep.
Drugs.
Drugs.
Here's the thing. You want to be a safe and healthy working environment. Our older generations used to be able to take...
I'm pretty sure. I think I got hungry in the beginning, and she was only offering one thing to eat, so...
Yeah.
I started there, and then I'd say it was fine. It was great, I'd hope. Do I need to roll for it?
No, I don't think I make Igreus roll for it. Because, it's your fantasy sex life. You can choose however you want it to go down.
How many hours have gone by?
Baby, it's your first time.
Okay, goodbye.
Yeah. So the question is, probably the first engagement was not very long, but, you get your stride after a while, and you're young. You got all this energy. You can get going.
When you chop into that demigod head.
Yeah.
Mrs. Baker definitely bakes him while everybody else is asleep. Bakes him a congratulations on losing your virginity cake.
You don't lose your virginity.
Is it cheap like a penis or a vagina?
So
boobies. Booby cake. Booby cake.
Yeah.
So he returns back to the group, which I assume is in the room or they're in somewhere else. And he's just He's just holding a broken ring of lambskin. He's like, I think it broke.
Oh,
And I only had one.
Sweet Deeds would have had their own.
Is this like when I walk in after a night?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I think
I don't know.
Earlier.
I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do.
Did you ensure she was happy before you left?
I multiple times.
Yes, that's all that matters.
That is all that matters. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad you had a good time too, as well, right?
Oh yeah, yes. Yes.
You see what all the fuss is about now?
I was confused, and then I wasn't confused. But yes,
I'm so
do see.
proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Here's a cake.
Thank you for the cake. Again, he's only wearing his underwear, so.
Let's put some clothes on.
Pardon me, like it's tied back together because it got our little red.
But he had 3 pairs. Oh yeah, long shirts. Yeah, 100%. And he has 0 shame, so he just walked through the streets and into the bar.
Sweet Deeds gave him a shirt.
The walk of
the walk of pride.
Yep.
I was gonna say, what was that line from the second Deadpool? Oh, he's just shirt balling it right now.
He's Donald ducking it. He's shirt cocking it.
Yeah.
Shirt cocking.
Yeah, over my shoulder.
Yep.
All right, we better wake everybody up. Talk to the man cow and get the fuck out of here.
He like leans over to Mrs. Baker. He's like, I'm gonna have to do that again at some point.
Yeah, I mean, you need to do it as often as you possibly can. It's one of life's greatest experiences.
Overhearing, you make an excellent honey pot. Yes, do it again.
What is that? I was just talking to this dear sweet Big D.
Meanwhile, Sage is like in the corner, like wired out her ass, trying to like perfect and add other things to this, and like, okay, this person said that. What did I even write here? I wrote it.
What all did you
like
do after you left?
Herself in the corner. So many things.
Oh my god, I'm so happy. I'm so happy at what this has all created, and just how unhinged it's gonna make everyone. No one's taking a point of exhaustion today, but things can start to build up over time. And yeah,
I think that minus coffee helped out quite a bit. It had a great deal of energy.
Sophos being wired in a corner doesn't seem like that's off character anyway.
This is not a sight we haven't seen before.
Do you all mind if I'll be right back. And he goes downstairs to the counter and he says, Do you have like a barrel that you can put a great deal of this miner's coffee into?
Yeah.
I want you to know, if you get a barrel of that, I'm sleeping in it.
I need a cask of some kind.
They give him a nice cask of the miner's coffee to go. It's all home brewed, fresh that morning.
I believe so. I think my associates can make this coffee.
In the cauldron of everything!
Yep, in the cauldron of everything. So yeah, I think I'm just giving them the coffee. I forgot how much I charged them for it. It was something obscene. And just, oh my gosh, releasing it upon the world. Start getting all their gear together. They have an exchange with the tavern woman, married to her brother, and it's just this nice family business. Oh gosh, hold on. It's gonna get great here in a second, and I think I talk about Danny Boy at some decent length. Now that I have your attention for a second, and now that we're towards the end of all of this, I can finally show you the pictures of sweet Danny Boy.
Yeah, they were very beneficial. But you said Big John, yes? And he kind of strokes his chin and he says, "Does he like to be called Big J?"
Well, I don't know. I think
or Big Day.
But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Danny Boy is a sweet, fluffy Highlander cow minotaur with his horns filed down, but
I was force fed.
with the gray and white kind of speckling in their coloration. Look at these little babies. Little cows. Like, this is closer to his actual coloration.
I can completely understand. I was force fed.
Guys, I gotta go to bed. But I did roll a 26 on persuasion for the man cow.
Sweet Danny Boy.
Yes. So if you need that roll, I did roll a 26 for persuasion.
Thank you, Mrs. Baker.
Bye, guys. Love you. Mwah, mwah,
Bye.
mwah, mwah.
We'll notify you if there's anything else.
Right.
God, I love Paula.
Night.
But yes, they convince Danny Boy to come join the party. He is considered a level 1 ranger. He does have a feat that allows him to speak with animals at will. And he's just a sweet boy.
Capability, potential.
Yep. I could see the Druid light up because she's starting to realize that she can create a little acolyte, and I have so many concerns.
My master told me soon I could take my own apprentice, and that if I did, the world would end.
So, DM, I would like to point out that
as we know it, the world as we know it, there's a slight difference.
I would like to point out that Ankai is a coffee drinker, and I don't know if she would know initially that it was full of meth.
No, not at first. You just start getting a little
That's
heart
fine.
palpitations.
Angel's a drug dealer, and she didn't
I'd
know.
tell her afterwards. There's meth in that.
Do you want me to roll a con save and we'll deal with that next round?
That's not how consent works, party members. But yeah, I'm not making them roll for it yet. It's gonna be a long-term effect kind of thing, where we talk about it next time on our Dungeons and Dragons game, the 12 Labors.
She's got a 14 on her constitution, so it's not horrible.
Yeah,
No,
it's fine. So it'll be okay. I'm sure they'll all survive the sheer.
Hey, listen, I'm a god, so I don't know if that particularly affects me.
I'm a drug goblin, so I'll be fine.
I have unleashed chaos into the world. I gave them meth and a little.
Listen, they were making Breaking Bad. I was making Love and Hip Hop, I guess.
You were.
Hence
the title, Cowboys and Dealers, everybody.
Yeah, neither did the rest of us. But we went with it, and that's all that matters.
And I gave them the opportunities to just be little chaos.
I'm gonna make so much money for the rest of this campaign.
Right. Lucrative.
You can win D&D through capitalism. In fact.
Yep.
I'm gonna be. And then I'm gonna use it to.
I don't know what I said.
Yes, we have. Yeah. He better not die, or the world's gonna end.
Oh, they got a little acolyte. Yep.
Suspiciously.
I'll burn the world down if something happens to my little cow man.
Swan everyone my bare hands if I have to.
I'm gonna turn into like the big sister character where I'm talking to him like this.
Just a giant little minotaur guy. Oh, I think I'm sending.
Please tell me it's like the Highlander cow.
Oh,
I need the largest cow.
And it's like beautiful bangs, and he looks like a little emo kid, and it's all poopy.
Why? Yeah. Why would you? Now Dynah's on board with if anything happens.
I'm telling you, I kill everyone in this room and then myself.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone. Yeah.